yeah, 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 yeah. Shake it, but keep pointing out all the lies. Putting the scripture right in your eye. The Bible guy, he reads Hebrew and Greek and shows you that your book's not unique. The Bible guy, he turns through the pages until every Christian rages. The Bible guy, watch one time and you're hooked. Now let's watch why the Christians get cooked. The Bible guy.
Howdy, howdy, folks. Bible Guy here, coming at you live from Northeast Texas. How we all doing today? Everyone, make sure you tap that screen. Share the live with those you love, with those you hate, with your friends and with your enemies. Let's get the word out there so we can have some interesting conversations. Look at that. We already got someone already here. Hey, buddy.
Hey, I'm hearing a weird echo. Is that just me?
That is just... Here, let me just fix that real quick. Boom. There we go. All fixed.
All right, there we go. Hey, how you doing? I thought I'd hang out a little bit today if you're okay with that.
I am more than okay with that. Here, you might hear a little bit of an echo, but that way you'll be able to hear the chill music.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough.
So everyone, make sure you're tapping that screen like Jonathan wanted to tap King David. Tap that screen like the Romans tapped them nails into Jesus's palms. Woo.
Have you played Cyberpunk, Dalton?
I haven't gotten the chance yet. I own it. I've owned it since it came out. Have not played it.
There's this one really interesting side mission where there's a convicted criminal and he gets an offer. And, Cyberpunk is a super horrible corporate world. He gets an offer from a TV company to recreate The Passion as a real event, basically, instead of his normal execution. And it's and you get to make a lot of choices in that plot line. It's a really interesting plot line.
Oh, okay. That sounds interesting. I mean, there's something like similar to that where you get to in Assassin's Creed 2, where you get to participate in like there's a passion play, and you have to stop someone from being poisoned. The guy who plays Jesus, I think. Yeah, that was an interesting mission. By the way, guys, I finally found my keys. So now I can get Christian's attention again when they come up here. Such an amazing mission, says Dark and such. And guys, I will be having an announcement to make sometime this week. I've got a special opportunity coming my way. I don't want to say too much. I'll let you guys know at the end of today. I got a business call coming in and I'll tell you guys about it later. Also, if you haven't already, make sure that you have subscribed to The Arwen Show. That is TheArwenShow, The Arwen Show. My good friend Arwen has her own YouTube now. I helped her set it up. And we've already gotten her to like 200 something, almost 300 subscribers. Let's take a look and see what she's at right now. Let's see, The Arwen Show. She is sitting at,
and I said,
oh, that's her. 297 subscribers on YouTube. So if you haven't already, you'd be doing me a huge favor by going over there and subscribing. Hit the bell icon. That way you'll get more stuff. And if you like the Bible Guy content, guess what? I'm always on her show as a co-host. So you'll be getting more Bible Guy stuff while you're at it. In fact, the first episode that she uploaded was me, her, and Jovan Bradley, and another individual whose name suddenly is slipping my mind. Damn. Anyways, and another friendly, really cool guy. Anyways, as we are basically shitting on RC, I think everyone knows here, the horrible person that is RC. We found out that he had a self-published book, and we were reading off all of his like 1-star reviews. It was hilarious. Ooh, Friction says, what disgusting / disrespectful titles you HV to your videos. Whatever you say, Friction. I think they're quite cool, actually. You know? You don't know
Down
who
with the friction.
get it down with the friction. And someone asked me to do a Bible Guy episode where I dressed up like Elvis Presley and did an Elvis voice the whole time. So we know that's in the works now. And guys, and don't forget, we're also doing the Bible Guy After Dark shows in the afternoons after our regular Bible Guy show. A couple of days ago, we did a Bible Guy show where we got to 200K likes, and I ended up like taking all my clothes off by the end of the show. I was bare ass naked right here on the Bible Guy show. But that's only for TikTok viewers. Of course, but of course you couldn't see anything from the waist down, but from the waist up, you know, you could see everything. Man alive. And I've learned very recently, Joshua, that I am something of an internet slut. I will take my clothes off for enough like cheering and money.
Well, I mean, if you got to get the gooners, you do what you got to do.
Do what you got to do. Plato says exactly. It's a cult. Sad. What? We?
If you can pull me off the echo again, I'd love that, by the way.
Oh yeah. Here, let's see. We got here Dippler. I think Dippler might be a friendly. Am I right, Dippler?
Yeah, I was just gonna say I was on CBJ's live earlier, and some guy named
The Scripture Dude. I know.
you heard about him? You
Yeah,
heard what
yeah.
happened? He said he didn't know you, who you were.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he said CBG asked him, "Do you know who Dalton is?" Or the Bible guy. He goes, "No, never heard of him."
Maybe he was.
Yeah,
being,
he's like,
maybe he was being sarcastic.
No, he was being serious. And CBJ's like, "I think you're lying, but let's go ahead anyway." He claims he doesn't know who you are, and he said that his font, the way because CBJ said it looks a lot like your logo. He's like, "Oh, I don't know who that is."
Well, guys, listen. I already told everyone I don't give a fuck about the Scripture Dude like doing this whole thing. He'll never be the Bible guy. There's only one of me, and they're ever going to be one of me.
I just thought it was amusing. I'll drop back down.
All right, thank you for coming up,
Yeah,
Dippler.
thank you.
You know what they say, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, though.
Yeah, that's true. All right, we got here her makeup boutique. I'm gonna ask you 3 preliminary questions, and then
Hello.
we'll get to the conversation at hand. Question number 1: are you at
Hello.
least 18 years old?
Yes, I am 18.
And what pronouns do you go by?
I am a female. She.
She. All right. And
Yes.
are you a Christian?
Yes.
All right. I'm Dalton the Bible Guy. This is my friend Rat Soup. And we're atheists. The Bible is bullshit. Christianity is false. And Jesus is dead.
No, wait,
What
wait.
brings you
wait.
up to the show?
I wanted to ask you, why are you a atheist? I
I'm
just
an-
wanted to know.
Yeah, I'm an atheist because no Christian has ever given me a good reason to believe in God.
No, but why are you like, you have to believe not because people tell you, because you feel and you want to believe.
I mean, if you can't give me a reason to believe that thing exists, then I just probably shouldn't think it exists, right?
Can you repeat?
I want to believe true things, and I, as far as I can tell, God is not one of those true things. That's
But-
the simple reason why I'm an atheist.
Yes. But how can you know that though? Like, it's about faith only. If you believe in something, then it's true. You don't need to have any proof.
No.
For example, wait.
If I
Wait,
believe,
wait.
no.
I didn't finish.
No. If I believe I have $1 million in my bank account, will that make it true?
Sorry, yes, tell me.
Yeah, you. If I believe that I have $1 million in my bank account, will it be true?
No.
All right, so believing in something doesn't make it true. So,
But wait, let me tell you something, please. Can I have my point? Yeah. 1 second. Yeah, I wanted to say that, for example, do you see the, ¿cómo se dice esto, Rebe? Oxígeno? Because, sorry, my English is not perfect because I'm not English.
That's
Oxígeno.
okay.
How do you, it's because I want to tell you something, but I don't know how to translate it.
What's
That is the
the-
problem.
what's the
I will write it in the comments and you can this. Tú ves el oxígeno, no, ¿verdad? Yeah, this. Look down.
Verdad green.
Because I am a Christian,
How-
but I also don't believe in the Bible 100%.
How do you see the
Yes.
how can you see oxygen? Is that what you're asking?
Oh, like you're saying we
Yes.
believe in the air, but
For
we can't
example,
see
can
the
I
air.
see your brain? No, but you
Yeah.
have it.
Oh, you can. You
Yeah,
can.
yeah.
You can. All you have to do is cut my head open, and you can see my brain. Or I can get
Yeah,
a
but I
cat.
wouldn't do that.
Or you can see a cat. You get a cat. I can get a CAT scan, and you'll see my brain. Can I do something like that for God? Like I can do a test that will absolutely demonstrate that God exists.
Actually, I just came here because I wanted to know why you don't believe. But I
Yeah.
don't want to put my opinion on you. If you don't believe, that is on you.
I mean,
But
I
I think it's about faith.
I don't believe because no one's giving me a reason to believe, and also
But no one has
faith.
to give you a reason. You have to
I
believe your
know.
own thing.
No, I mean it's true. You don't have to give me a reason, but if you don't give me a reason, then I'm not going to believe.
Okay, I will
Just
give you a
like
reason.
like some people out there believe that Bigfoot is real or that the Loch Ness monster is real, but
No,
until
I
they
don't believe that.
but until they give me a reason to think those things are real, I'm not going to believe in them. Same with God. Now, faith is useless to me because faith is not a good mechanism for getting to the truth. There are some people who have faith and it leads them to Jesus, and some people who have faith and it leads them to Muhammad. So faith can get you to like multiple answers that are contradictory. Then
One
faith
question,
is
why do you
then
have fire?
faith
Why
is
do you
no.
have fire like around you?
I'm in hell right now.
But you don't believe in God. Then how are you in hell?
Yeah,
It's just a joke.
Oh!
It's just a joke.
I am the devil and I'm here to eat your fucking soul.
But I don't think, I am a Christian, but I don't believe in Satan. You
wow,
know?
that's weird because he's in
Yeah,
the Bible.
I know. Even, I am Christian, but I don't believe also what the Bible says because obviously who brought it is the humans, not God.
Right.
why-
So why be a Christian?
Yeah, just be a.
Because I have faith. That is my point. I have faith that there is
But the
someone
reason they tell you to
else.
have faith is because the Bible says to have faith, and you don't
No,
believe
no,
the Bible
no.
anyway.
No, I never read the Bible in my life.
Well, the reason
And I
they're
believe-
telling you to have faith is because they have read
No
the
one
Bible, and the
told
Bible
me.
says to have faith.
No one told me. It's me.
Right, but like, what do you have faith in? What are you having faith in, and
I
why?
have faith because based on my experience, I know that it exists.
What exists?
God. How is that hard
What
to understand?
which
I believe in
God? Which God?
because
Which God?
in my God.
Which God?
Maybe there is someone in the comments that is right.
Wait, which God?
What means taste? May I know? Definition in English, please.
What?
Sorry, what means what?
Taste. I don't know how to
Oh,
say that.
deist. You're a deist. You're not. So you're not a deist. Is someone. A deist is someone who believes in just a generic God, but it's not the God of the Bible.
Right. So yeah, a theist is just anyone who believes in a god in general. There's deist, DEI, that is someone who believes in a god that doesn't really interact with the world. It's just sort of there.
I think maybe I am that. I just believe that it exists God, and if you have faith, that is what matters. No matter if the people tell you follow this, follow that, even in the Bible, like for example, touching, they say it's a sin, but I don't agree with that.
Well, hear me out. I think you're kind of agree with us. You think the Bible is BS. You think Christianity is false, and you probably think Jesus is dead then, because you think he was just a man, right?
No, I just think that he is in the up there, in some place that I cannot see, obviously, but he is there. I can sense it.
On the moon?
Got the
Well,
Jesus sense, like Spider-Man?
No, not in the moon. Is there in the sky? We could say.
In the sky? Does he ever get hit by planes?
No, because he's more up, more up.
He's
So he's in space.
No, not in space.
Like, okay, so technically the International Space Station is technically within the atmosphere. Is he
Listen.
below the space station?
Okay, listen. If people tell you believe in God based on this Bible, this and that, this is bullshit. Even I agree. I think it's stupid to just follow a religion just because they tell you to be guilty if you do this. But if you believe in God, you believe because you have faith and
Well,
you have that God will
buddy,
not harm you and
buddy,
God is love.
I think you should just like throw out the whole Christianity thing. If you're just going to believe in a God, that's fine. But you don't need
Even
to.
Christianity tells me I'm not Christian because my parents are not married. But I think I'm Christian.
So just like just throw out the Bible, throw out Jesus and all that nonsense. You can believe in
I don't have a
God.
Bible.
Yeah, just get rid of just try out being an atheist. See what happens. Like just for the next week, just pretend you're an atheist and live your life as if you're an atheist. Like, don't
But
bother
what,
praying.
what is that?
Don't pay attention to any Jesus
What is
senses or
that?
whatever.
What is an atheist?
Yeah,
Someone who-
an atheist is someone who doesn't believe in a God. That's all.
No, I do believe in God. I believe.
Yeah, so pretend you don't. Pretend that you do not believe in God for the next week and see if your life
No,
gets
I
better or
cannot do
worse.
that. I cannot do that.
Why?
Because I used to not believe in God and then I believed.
Well,
That's
you can just
why.
go back to not
will be-
believing because you can realize there's
It
a
will
lack
be
of evidence
stupid.
for it.
It will be stupid. Like, I believe in God. Why will I not believe in God?
Because
There's
it's a
no-
little silly.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to believe in God.
There is, though, but not for you, maybe.
Yeah, maybe not for
You get me? There is a point for me because I have the faith. That is the point. I came here to say that love is God and you have to have faith. That is it.
Well, I
Not
don't.
if the scientific
I
tells
really,
you something because
well,
one person.
I don't really
Wait,
have any. I really
one
don't have.
per-
I really
wait.
don't. I really
Please
don't.
wait
I
1 second, please.
no, por favor, let me talk. No,
But okay.
I do not have a need of faith. It's something that I absolutely do not need. I do not like it. I prefer to have evidence for the things I believe. I will never use faith to believe in things again because faith is how you get tricked into believing things that aren't true.
No.
Yes.
Maybe
See?
that is on you because you think that someone needs to tell you something to you to believe it. Or to you to start doing
No,
it. But that
I
is
need.
different.
I need.
Me, I follow my
no,
own belief.
No, I need evidence to believe in things.
What evidence do you have? Just a scientific that tells you that they
Yeah,
can make
I
a wrong
I have
mistake.
no evidence of
And you
God.
don't know if they're
I-
right.
I have no evidence of God's existence.
Yeah, neither we can prove it, neither we can deny it.
I can deny it all day. Yeah.
So there
I
are
mean, you can,
things
but you
about
don't have a
specific
proof.
gods that
That
are
is my point.
falsifiable. Like there's like, for instance, if God is a creator, then time exists. He can't be a creator of time. We can go into stuff like that. There's reasons to specifically disbelieve in a God. And then, but the bigger thing is in general, we don't want to believe things that we don't have evidence for. So it doesn't, if something's unfalsifiable, that means if there's something that you can't say whether it's true one way or the other, there's no reason to believe in it. You know what I mean? So you ought not believe in it until you have a reason to believe in it. So
But
because
that is
you're
on
saying,
you.
well, right, but what we're saying is that's what being reasonable is. You know what I mean? It's looking at it's trying to find what's most likely to be true about the universe, right? Like that's what's important, trying to find what's
But
real.
no one has the all reality truth and like that. No, that's why I'm saying that you can believe, maybe not, your choice, but I think it exists. That is my point. I just came here
It's
to
not.
say that.
It's
that
actually.
I just
It's
wanted,
actually.
like, I just came to know your point. That is it.
Boutique.
Nothing else.
Boutique. It's actually not a choice. What we believe in is not a choice. You're either convinced that something is true, in which case
That is
you
not
will.
true.
Well,
I choose to
I'm not
believe
done.
in
I'm
God
not done. I'm not
because
done.
I think so, not because.
Okay, I'm gonna have to put you on mute because you don't know how to not talk.
Hey,
So-
I know. Excuse,
Ooh.
excuse me. I wanted to.
Shh.
Hey, I wanted to apologize.
Shh. All right, that's better.
Okay, I wanted to apologize.
Now,
You got to let him finish.
yeah. So, cállate. So listen, I either you are convinced that something is true, in which case you will believe in it, or you're not convinced, in which case you don't believe in it. I can't. There's no switch in my brain that I can just flip to just choose to. In fact, right now, I can actually prove that I can prove you wrong. That you cannot choose your beliefs. Would you like to engage with me on this hypothetical?
Yes,
Okay.
I would love to.
Here's how you can prove to me that you can choose your beliefs. Right now, I want you to choose to believe that you are on fire and receiving 3rd-degree burns.
But that is not the same.
It is the same. It's a belief. Beliefs can be chosen.
No, it is not.
Yes, it is.
That is a feeling, not a belief.
No, you can.
You are feeling that way. You are thinking you're feeling fire, but you are not believing
You
in
can't
that.
believe that you're on fire?
Why will you believe that?
It doesn't
That's
matter.
stupid.
I'm not asking why you would believe it. I'm asking you to choose to believe it. You said that your beliefs can be chosen. So right now I want you to choose to believe that you are on fire
I mean, I
and
can, but
receiving 3rd-degree
you will
burns.
think I'm stupid. Like, I can think about it. Yeah, I can tell you, yeah, I believe
No,
in
no,
it.
no.
But you will
No,
think
no,
I'm
no.
stupid because
Well, no,
you see,
I-
I'm
but you
not firing.
won't-
Yeah, if you really believed it, you would be screaming and you would hang up this call and call 911 and the fire department. Because people who are on fire don't just continue a conversation.
911, no, because I'm in Spain. But yes.
Or okay, what whatever the fire brigade's number is where you live, like you wouldn't be on the phone with me if you really believed it. You would be screaming your ass off, rolling around trying to put yourself out if you really believed you're on fire. So you can tell me you believe it.
No, that is
but
like
you would
not
just
a
be
valid point.
It is a valid point.
And
It's
you don't
absolutely
prove
valid.
anything because I can. You
Oh,
listen. If I
did
want,
prove it.
I can
proved
believe.
I proved that you
But
can't.
wait.
I
Oh
proved
yeah, I
that.
let you speak. You
I-
don't let me speak.
I
I
proved.
think you're projecting.
I
You're
proved.
projecting. a little
I
bit.
proved that you
Can
can't
I
choose
speak?
your
I
beliefs.
let you speak.
All right.
You see,
Here. Boutique. I'm gonna give you a deal. Give you a deal.
¿qué es puti?
I'm
¿Me
gonna
estás
give
llamando
you-
puti?
I'm gonna give you 2 whole minutes to preach whatever you want to me and my audience, uninterrupted. How's that sound?
No, I don't want the audience. I came for you only. I came to know why you don't believe in God. That is it.
I'll give you.
Nothing else.
Listen, I'll give you 2 whole minutes to say whatever you want to me, uninterrupted. How's that sound?
Okay, thank you. Yes, I will
ready?
appreciate it.
Ready, set, go.
Go. Yeah, I wanted to say that.
I
love when that happens.
Yeah. Anyways.
You know, another good example of like something that you can't choose to believe that I read that I really like was you can't choose to believe that your parents named you something else at birth. So
Yeah.
like because like deep down you're always going to know that they actually named you something else at birth, even if you identify with a completely different name. You said, no, this is my name now, whatever. You still can't choose to believe that your parents named you something else.
Yeah. Okay, this person, I'm going to bring this person up because they keep calling me Zachary. Buddy, my name isn't Zachary.
So you didn't go to Colorado Springs,
No, I live in Texas.
dude. Dude, you look just like this guy. I gotta find a picture and show you. He looks just like you. It is freaky.
Okay, because for weeks now you've been calling me Zachary Hortness.
Jacob Myers. You don't know Jacob Myers, Kevin Wilson?
I've lived in Texas and only lived in Texas and New
Dude,
Mexico my
That's
whole life.
crazy. I'll be right back with a picture. I gotta show you, dude.
All right. You just hang on right there. I'm gonna bring up the next guest. All right. All right. James, I'm gonna ask you 3 questions and then we'll get to the conversation. Question number 1, are you at least 18?
I am.
And question number 2, what pronouns do you go by?
He, him, they, them.
And are you a Christian?
Deconstructing.
All right. James, what brings you up?
I was going to touch on the Jesus is dead point, but you were speaking to the woman before saying you need evidence for something to believe in it.
Yeah.
So because there's no evidence for extraterrestrial life, do you not believe there is
No,
aliens out there?
I don't believe that aliens have ever visited this planet. Now, that being said, I think that the necessary conditions for life to arise are not. I have reasons to believe that they're not all that unique to Earth. We know that abiogenesis can occur. It has occurred, and there are 600 sextillion stars in the known universe. Every one of them, or many of them, have their own planets surrounding them. Many of them have Goldilocks zones. So I think that the likelihood that somewhere out there might be another species is probable. But as far as like aliens visiting Earth, I don't believe in that.
I'd also suggest that belief in the probability of aliens is not the same thing as belief in aliens themselves. We believe that there are probably aliens. We don't believe in a specific group of aliens.
But the evidence is not there in the universe.
Which is why we don't believe in aliens. We just believe in the probability of aliens.
Yeah.
Which that makes sense. Okay, let's touch on the Jesus is dead point, because that's the one I wanted to talk about.
All right.
So at the end of the 4 Gospels, it states that Mary was the first person to find Jesus risen, which would have been deeply embarrassing for a movement to name a woman as the first witness, because back in first century Palestine, there was a woman's testimony was basically worthless. So why would they not choose Peter or John to have been the first witness?
It wouldn't make any sense because it's not. Why would they be at the tomb? See, the reason in the story why the women are at the tomb is because they're there to dress the body in like the different herbs and spices and whatnot, which was the job of women in the ancient world. So it makes sense why the author has them show up. And also, like, the whole testimony of Jesus' resurrection doesn't really rely on the women, because in the story, the women then go to the men, and then the men have to go and check to see that the tomb is empty. So it doesn't this is exactly what we would expect to see if the story was made up. If you were someone living in that time, you would know that it would be unbelievable to have the men there first checking the tomb. Also, embarrassing factors don't really tell us whether or not a story is true or not true. For example, it was fratricide was pretty looked down upon in Greco-Roman world. Killing one's brother was seen as one of the biggest bads you could do. And yet the founder of Rome, who probably didn't exist, Romulus, the god Romulus, kills his brother Remus in the myth, which would be embarrassing, but nonetheless, it is part of the myth.
Yeah, it's because Paul was probably aware that Mary was the first person to see a risen Jesus, but Paul actually never mentioned that because he was probably embarrassed about it when he was preaching his message.
I would say that Paul probably wasn't aware of this. I would say that the myth of Mary Mary Magdalene had not yet arisen in Christianity. And as far as Paul was concerned, Jesus was just first appeared to Peter. He doesn't even say anything about there being an empty tomb. All he says is that Jesus was buried, which, is perfectly fine with like an idea where Jesus was thrown into a mass grave, like most crucifixion victims were. And then he appears to Peter at some point later.
Isn't there indications that Paul believed Jesus was entirely revelatory in all of his experiences afterwards? Like that everyone saw Jesus, like Paul saw Jesus through a vision, essentially?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I did read something about it. Like there could be special permissions from the Jewish people to request a body off the cross to be placed into a tomb for a special privilege or something.
That is a
rather than being thrown to the dogs.
That is an apologetical claim, but we don't have any data to support that from the Romans.
We also have some pretty good records of who owned the tomb. Like there were a couple of tombs built in that style in this area, and there's actually records of who owned them, and there isn't a Joseph of Arimathea among them. We know who owned the tombs at the time.
Okay, so just so I know what's going on, so the main characters in the Gospels, who do you believe were real and who do you believe were made up?
Well, Jesus, Pontius Pilate, Peter, James, and the rest and Herod, of course, and the rest are mostly, and Caiaphas was real, but the rest were mostly suspect. I don't know. I can't determine from the text who is real and who isn't real for the rest of them.
I have a slightly more skeptical position. I do not believe that anyone from the narrative is real unless we have specific extra biblical evidence of them. So that would include Pilate, of course, but very few other figures.
We have extra biblical evidence for Caiaphas.
Well, yeah, Caiaphas, but like I said, like a few high priests and a few Roman officials, but outside of that, not really.
Yeah.
So if Peter existed, why would he be preaching that he saw a risen Christ?
Oh yeah, 30 to 60% of individuals who grieve the loss of loved ones can experience what's called a bereavement hallucination. So all that's really required for the cult to get started is for Peter to be grieving over the death of this loved figure in his life, this attachment figure, as the psychologists would use the term, and then for a bereavement hallucination to occur, for him to Jesus to quote appear to him, as Paul put it. That's enough for like it to all get started.
Okay, so you possibly believe that Peter was the only one to have this hallucination, and he preached this.
For sure, Peter's the one who has the bereavement hallucination. As to what exactly the rest of the apostles, super blurry. The video again on my phone was very cool. Okay, yeah. Anyways, the one, what was I saying? Oh yeah, sorry. Peter for sure has the bereavement hallucination, and then we can probably chalk up the rest of these quote unquote appearances to what's called collective delusion. As the word for appear in 1 Corinthians 15 has a bit of a semantic range. It can refer to physical appearance. It can also refer to just simply mental perception. It's the Greek word horao.
I think it's also
Okay.
important to point out that none of the early Christians, like within like their first generation, really wrote the stuff down because they didn't expect to live out their generation, right? They expected to be caught up into heaven before that point. So that's why a lot of the writings that we have come later. So even when we're talking about what Peter saw and believed, these are things that are being written much, much later after they happened, after even if they were witnessed by the authors at all, way after they were witnessed.
I would suggest reading this paper here. It's called Exploring the Role of Bereavement Hallucination in Early Christian Resurrection Belief by Dr. Stephen Smith. He goes into the psychology of bereavement hallucination and collective delusion and how this very likely could have contributed to the rise of early resurrection beliefs concerning Jesus in Christianity. It's a really good read.
One of the fascinating verses in one of Paul's letters is that he's writing live, and he says that over 500 people saw the risen Christ. Some of them are alive, so you can go and fact check me if you want, but some of them have died.
Yeah, but the question is, what does it mean for Jesus to, quote, appear to these people? Who are they? When did this happen? How did this happen? Again, appear, having a wide semantic range, could even refer to the idea of like a sense of presence, like 500 Christians sitting in a room, praying, fasting, doing religious things, and then they feel the sense of presence. Or a few of them have, hallucinations or auditory hallucinations or even tactile hallucinations. And all of this would be sufficient for Paul to make the claim that 500 Christians, that Jesus, quote, appeared to them, much like you would have in a modern day Pentecostal church setting.
Also, he kind of just says there's 500. He says there's the 12 who saw it, Cephas or Cephas, maybe Peter. That's who that might have been. And then also the 500. But he doesn't like give you the names of the 500 or give you any way to follow up on them. It's not like an actually feasible thing anyone who was reading his letter could have done.
Nice to be vague. Anyway, yeah, that's all the questions I had. But no, thanks for answering my questions.
Happy to help. You have a wonderful day, James.
Yeah, bye-bye.
1 second, everyone. I'm helping Arwen out with something. Nothing lasts forever.
Got a Tom Bombadil in chat. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, hi Tom Bombadil. T told me that you got her to watch. I got them to watch. Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it's been. We skipped last year, but it's been a birthday tradition. We've been together 4 years now, so this is going to be finally going to watch Return of the King with them, I think, this year.
Fantastic. W to Joshua for getting Robot Goat to watch the Lord of the Rings films. Okay, let me see. Where did my okay. All right. We got here Pokey, Garumi. This is gonna be a first time talking to them. Pokey, what brings you up? They're taking a moment to. Pokey's a friendly.
Mm-hmm. Pokey's great. You never spoken with Pokey before?
Not like this, only over the chat. Lord of the Rings should have been a musical, to be fair. That elves and Bombadil love to sing. Hey, someone out there.
Bombadillo, my hat is red and my boots are yellow.
A wizard never arrives late. He arrives precisely when he means to.
At one point, I had so much of the Misty Mountains song memorized for some reason because I really liked that, the long ass version in the Hobbit book. I had an audio book and the narrator sang it, so I just had the Misty Mountain song memorized as a kid.
Leaving religion. Welcome back to the show. What brings you up, friend?
Thank you. Okay, so the timing on this is uncanny because I wanted to come in and make this exact remark, and you just had this discussion. One of the stronger apologetics I used to believe is that it would have been impossible for all those people to have a mass hallucination of Jesus and all see the same thing. But this is what made me start believing in it. January 6th, and then the millions upon millions upon millions of Trump supporters who act like none of the violence happened. Like, you can show them pictures of the them beating up the cops, breaking, vandalizing, doing all the violent things, and they will stare you in the face and act like it didn't happen. And if there is a tangible manifestation of a group hallucination, that is it, in my point. And like,
Well,
as soon as I connected those dots,
to be clear, it's not collective hallucination, it's collective delusion, because you can't have multiple people hallucinating the same exact thing, but a collective delusion is you can get multiple people to believe in a thing.
Yeah.
Together.
So I guess a better way for me to word this would be the fact that I've seen this collective delusion from a lot of like millions upon millions of MAGA has pretty much kicked out of my mind the idea that the apologetic that there couldn't have been a collective delusion among the disciples. Like in my deconstructing journey, that was like a big apologetic to finally get over. But now that I've actually seen it happen in real time and space for the last 5 years, it's like, yeah, I can see how they just had a delusion.
The alleged miracle of the sun at Fatima is also a really good reason why we can believe that such a thing as collective delusions can occur, as there are thousands who make the claim that the sun danced in the sky at Fatima at the behest of the Virgin Mary, even though objectively that never happened.
Exactly.
And weirder things have happened too, like the dancing plagues in the Middle Ages, or more recently, I think in South Africa, there was a plague of sleep paralysis. Like so weird psychological effects can happen to large groups of people at once. And odd things do occur.
Yeah, and the fact that J6 is like on video, like it's not even a he said, she said at this point. It's just these people collectively deluding themselves. It's just wild now that I've finally connected that dot. So anyways, if there's any Christians out there hanging on because of that apologetic, think about J6 and you'll be able to kick that apologetic out too. That's all I really wanted to come up and say.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you for coming up, bud.
Yep. Bye.
Love that. 2,000 years of people trying to disprove Christianity, but no success. Many have attempted and failed. No, we've succeeded time and time again. You guys are just like too stubborn and too delusional that you continue to believe in your nonsense, despite the fact that there's not good evidence for it.
This Tom Bombadil guy is ruining the name, and I really want him to delete his account because he's not acting very Tom Bombadil right now.
Is he being a butt?
He's being a butt. Yeah, absolutely being a butt.
Tom Bombadil, don't be a butt.
He has no marigold in his life. It just shows.
Let's see.
His boots aren't yellow.
Crystal J Raid, love to see that. Tom Bombaclat. Have you name me the atheist and the believer of Christ, and you will see. Wait, what? Have you name me the atheist and the believers of Christ, and you will see you haven't succeeded? I need to name an atheist. Dalton the Bible Guy, Rat Soup, Pokey Garumi, Hitchens. I don't know what you're trying to say.
I met a guy named Steve the other day who's an atheist.
Yeah, so Steve. Yeah. So fuck Christianity because of Steve. That makes as much sense as it deserves to be made. Yeah. How many believers worldwide compared to non-believers? Oh, so wait. An argument from popularity. Guys, apparently if more people believe something, it's necessarily true. So long time ago, when everyone thought the earth was flat, the earth was flat. And now that the majority of people don't believe in the flat earth, now the earth has magically turned into a sphere, like Arda does in the Silmarillion. Sorry, that's not how real life works.
What is the most popular religion anyway? Because I'm pretty sure it isn't Christianity, is it?
It is Christianity, although Islam is about to and it's projected that by 2050, Islam is projected to outrank Christianity as far as number of believers. You still think the Earth is a sphere? Yes, I have a brain, and thus believe that the Earth is a sphere based on the available data.
The Earth used the Earth used to be flat, but then the Numenorians tried to cross the sea into Arda, and so the Valar had to bend the Earth and prevent mortals from crossing over to the Undying World.
Hell yeah. You sound like you know about as much about the Lord of the Rings as Arwen does.
Would she get that? Yeah. The Silmarillion is talked up as being super hard to read. It's really not that dense to read. If you have read the Bible, you can read the Silmarillion, and you'll like the Silmarillion a lot better.
She has this large collection of books. She's got a tiny little library of Lord of the Rings stuff, including like cookbooks and stuff like that.
My favorite Lord of the Rings story is actually probably, you might have heard of this. It's called The Children of Hurin, and it is one of the best Lord of the Rings like Tolkien stories that I've ever written. I can't wait till they adapt it someday. But it's just like a much darker, it's like Beowulf set in Lord of the Rings universe. It's just really, really good.
Marco says, and Marco, why don't you, or Marca, or whatever your name is, Marcado, why don't you call in instead of being a keyboard warrior? Jesus is here. Let me get my Christian voice out for this one. There it is.
Jesus is real, guys. And if you give him an opportunity to change your life, he will.
Well, I gave that motherfucker a chance and nothing happened. So sounds like bullshit to me. By the way, Mercado, I'm an ex-Christian. I was Christian for most of my life. I was devoutly Christian. Used to pray for hours on end. But we have here Pablito. Pablito, are you at least 18 years old?
Yes, sir.
And what pronouns do you go by?
What?
What pronouns do you go by?
I'm a guy.
Sorry, guy is not a pronoun in English language.
So like he, she, they are some typical examples.
Yeah, so what do you go by? Pablito.
You might just go bye-bye.
Hello, can you hear me?
Pablito, what pronouns do you go by?
By sir.
Sir is an honorific. It is not a pronoun. Can you try again?
I'm a guy, man. I'm a dude.
Neither the word guy nor the word dude are pronouns in the English language. Do you know what pronouns are?
No.
Pronouns are words that replace nouns and sentences in order to avoid repetition. Words like he and him, she and her, they and them. Which one of these apply to you?
He and him.
There we go. And are you a Christian?
Yes.
You know the old saying, guys, God or grammar, but never both. Pablito, I'm Dalton the Bible Guy. The Bible is bullshit. Christianity is false. Jesus is dead. What brings you up to the show? What? You're muted. I can't hear you. No, I can't. You're very faint. You need to stop. There you go.
Do you believe in the Big Bang then?
Yep, I accept the available data and evidence for the Big Bang. In fact, I can see it happening right now.
Yeah. But science says that there can be no life without life.
That's not what science says.
Yes, it does.
Science says the exact opposite. There's a whole field of science that literally says the exact opposite. It's called abiogenesis.
Right. But it says that you can't make life out of non-life.
Nope, that's what literally the field of abiogenesis says you can do.
Mm-hmm. Is that the only argument?
That we have a whole field of science that confirms that you can in fact get life from non-life. Yes.
Can you give me an example?
Yeah, for example, we have have you ever heard of the Yuri Miller? Okay, you have a really bad echo. Are you wearing like headphones or something?
No.
Okay, maybe you need to put some headphones on.
Okay. You can't hear me then.
Check 1, 2, 3. No, the problem is I can hear you, but I can also hear myself.
Oh, okay. Here, I'll mute the mic and speak.
All right. So for example, are you familiar with the Urey-Miller experiment?
No.
All right. So in the 1950s, Urey and Miller, they did a little experiment where they used naturally occurring chemicals, compounds, gases, and water vapor. And by the end of the week, they were able to form amino acids, which are the building blocks for life. That was our first experiment into what's called abiogenesis. And now we have done several different experiments that have actually confirmed that many of the steps for abiogenesis have been observed in nature. So that's why abiogenesis is considered a very serious theory in the field of biology.
So you believe in evolution then?
Evolution is a completely separate thing, but yes, I accept the evidence for evolution. In fact, we've seen it in the lab.
Evolution was never affirmed, never confirmed.
It is confirmed. It's as confirmed as like any other theory in science, like gravity,
No,
atoms,
it's not.
germ theory. Yes. We've seen it happen. We've literally
It's one of
seen
the
it.
best supported.
Yeah, it's one of the best supported theories in science. In fact, we've seen it in the lab.
No, it's not. So
Yes, it is.
I think you're close-minded. I think that's why you made your choice, and
I'm
it's
not
hard to get out of there.
Wait a minute. I've looked into the research. I've done the work, and I'm the closed-minded one. Make
Yeah,
that
you're
make
close-minded
sense.
because science isn't real.
You say you've done the research, but in your favor, looking at what you wanted to see. That's close-minded.
Pablito.
You said that evolution.
Pablito.
Hold on.
I used to believe what
let me
you.
speak.
Pablito.
Let me speak. Hold on.
I used to believe what you believe, bud.
Oh my god.
And then I looked into the evidence and found out, holy shit, I'm wrong. And so I changed my mind.
But you're saying evolution is affirmed already, confirmed. That's a
Yes.
lie.
Yeah. What is it not a theory?
It's
Wait, isn't evolution a theory?
You know what's a theory?
I'm asking you, is evolution not a theory?
It's a theory.
Okay.
Yes.
And
Just
does
like
it-
anything, my dude.
and
Do
it-
you
nope,
know
nope,
what
not
a theory is?
Not like I don't
Yes,
think you know what a theory is.
Do you know
Wait,
what a
here,
theory is?
Pablito, calm down, homie, calm down. Listen,
I'm just reacting to your.
do you believe that germs cause disease?
Say that again.
Do you believe that germs cause disease?
Not all of them.
But some do. Some germs do cause diseases, correct?
Some.
All right. You know what that's called?
What is that called?
Called the germ theory of disease. Do you believe that objects are made out of
But you
atoms?
see how it's
Do you believe that objects are made out of atoms?
that what?
Or do you believe that objects are made out of atoms?
Yes, sir.
You know what that's called?
It's a theory.
It's called the atomic theory. Do you believe that gravity exists?
It's still a belief, right?
No.
No.
No, a colloquial theory and a scientific theory are not at all the same thing.
Yeah, in science, a theory is like the graduation point of an idea. Once something has been through rigorous tests and has been demonstrated through all the evidence, has not been disproven through any evidence, through any counter evidence,
Okay.
it becomes a theory in science.
So every theory is affirmed.
Yes. In science,
That's
yes.
false.
In
That's
science,
false.
yes. It's not false.
No.
You can say no all you want, but your ignorance on the science and how it works doesn't mean anything to us.
Some reasons we know that evolution as a theory is true are, for example, ancestry tests, where you can, check, you see if you have, whatever relatives across the world or where you might be from, all those sorts of things. That same genetic drift that shows how you're related to other people shows how other people are also related to other animals. It's the same stuff. You know what I mean? It's all connected in the same way.
And
The
also-
very fact that we have genetics is proof of
That's funny
evolution.
though,
And
because
also,
literally you can.
And also to Kevin Luce in the comment section, no, a law is not the graduation point of an idea in science. Laws and theories are two different things that exist at the same time. We have both a law of gravity and a theory of gravity that exists at the same time. Laws are just descriptions of how the natural world works, while the theories are the explanations for those things. Anyways, go on, Polito.
So we've been taking two different DNA tests, and they both come out different in the past.
That's how different DNAs work. Different DNAs come out as different DNA.
The ancestry, though, and
So
in
you
some of them,
you don't think ancestry tests work? Is that what you're saying?
Say that again.
You don't think ancestry tests work? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying it's not accurate.
Based on what information?
That we took.
You got any peer-reviewed papers that demonstrate this?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm trying to say. I've taken two different ones from different brands. And
so you think all DNA-based convictions are faulty, like in courts?
Well, if I take both of them, and they are both saying different things.
Pablito, no offense, but I don't believe you. You're barely able to recount to me how the science works in on the base amount. I don't believe you on this.
You don't believe me, okay? And if I showed you, would that change your mind, or you still be?
Yeah, you don't have to show me what companies these come from. Like, I don't know who these companies are, and whether or not they're like professionals or anything like that.
Okay, so you gotta see to believe, right?
Yes, I need evidence to believe something, bud.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe instead of you demonstrating your ignorance on science, maybe you can give us a reason to believe that your God exists.
For the what?
Maybe instead of you talking about, how bad you are at science, you can give me evidence for the Bible being true.
For the Bible? If everybody, when people are having really close death experiences, they they get to live. The God they see is Jesus. They don't see Buddha. They don't see Darwin.
Incorrect. There was a young boy in Israel who, when he died, he saw Rabbi Itzhak Kaduri, who was a non-believing Jewish man who did not believe in Jesus. Also, Hindus see Hindu gods. I have a friend, her name is Hanji, who has actually had a personal experience with the Greek and Egyptian gods.
So are Greek and Egyptian gods real?
No, just like your God.
Well, that's the thing is that none of these accounts are valuable for finding out reality. That's the point.
Yeah, it's all it is. Near-death. By the way, near-death experiences are not death experiences. That's why they're called near-death experiences. You don't actually die for real in near-death experiences. You don't experience what's called brain death. Your heart might stop, but your brain's still going. And when the brain is deprived of oxygen, it floods itself with all kinds of chemicals and makes you see things that aren't real.
Okay. I don't know what to say to.
Olorin says in Gondor they see Eru Ilúvatar.
And the secret fire.
So why are we here in this Earth? How is it possible that the Earth is rotating at the precise moment for us to be alive?
I mean, do you know how many planets there are?
Yes, but there's no life in none of them.
You don't know that.
Do you know there's life?
I'm not making the claim that there is life, but you can't make the claim
exactly. So that discussion,
but you can't make the claim that there isn't. We've barely even scratched the surface. Like, there are trillions upon trillions of planets in the universe. They all rotate at different speeds and at different.
You keep muting me
because you keep talking over him like a damn child.
Yeah. Here, watch
you
this.
Guys keep talking over me. I can't talk more than 2 seconds.
Pablito.
Look how rude you are. This is how rude you are to your guests.
Pablito.
Just because you're sad doesn't mean he's being rude.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm not sad, brother.
Anyways, I'll just keep muting you. That's fine. So anyways, there are trillions upon trillions of different planets who they have different sizes, different gravities, different speeds. One of them is bound to have the perfect conditions, well, not perfect, just the good enough conditions for life to arise on them. And it's probably more than just our planet, to be honest. I mean, we have seen like we have seen the fossilized remains of bacteria on other planets like Mars. Or sorry, we've seen sulfur remains on Mars. The kind of sulfur remains that usually are the happen as a result of certain bacteria showing up. So it's probably likely that at one point Mars did have life on it, bacterial life at the very least. But nonetheless, just because you don't understand, oh, now you're trying to talk to trying to talk to me in the comment section. Interrupt. Muted. Anyways, so what was I gonna say before you kept trying to rudely interrupt? Yeah, just because you don't understand how life could possibly get here doesn't mean that it was a god. That's not how that works.
But it's the opposite. Doesn't mean there's no God. Just because you don't understand it.
Is there any?
Right,
Is there
that
any?
means there's no reason to believe.
Do you have any reason to think that unicorns might not exist?
There's no historic evidence that unicorn exists, right?
But there's no evidence that there's no unicorns.
Yes, there is.
No, there's not.
So you're saying there is a God?
No. What's the evidence that unicorns don't exist?
What's the evidence? Have you seen one?
No, but just because I haven't seen it doesn't mean it's not real. I've never
There
seen.
we go,
I've never seen God.
But
So
other
God's
people
not-
have.
So God's not real. No, people have seen
But,
different. Wait, does that mean that Egyptian gods are real?
Exactly. That you're telling me that you're looking for to see
Are the Egyptian gods real too? Because people have seen the Egyptian gods.
where.
My friend
Egypt.
Hanji.
What do you mean, where?
My friend Hanji has seen Egyptian gods.
But you just told me it was a hallucination.
Yes,
You just explained it to me.
The same as yours.
No, there's literally
Either
books-
all
the
God
Bible-
sightings are
The Bible is
hallucinations,
a
but none of
history
them are.
book.
The
You're not
Bible's
willing to accept.
Oh, the Bible's not a history book, dude. It contradicts history on some instances. I can
No,
prove it
my
to you.
dude, there's more evidence of Jesus being alive than
I-
Alexander.
That's not true. Here,
Ptolemy.
Pablito, do we have any coins?
Oh my
with
god,
G-
I'm
do-
out
do we
because you
have-
keep muting me.
Pablito.
You keep muting me.
Yeah, I'll keep doing it too. So Pablito, you can run away if you want. This conversation. Oh, what a baby. Oh, baby got mad.
Pusillanimous.
Well, Pablito, maybe next time you shouldn't talk over people when they're trying to talk, and then you won't get muted. I don't have to mute every guest I have. I have some guests that come on, and I never once have to touch the mute button. Not once. So that's on you, Pablito.
Even Boutique Girl earlier was easier to talk to.
Yeah, which is crazy. All right. I'm going to talk to Nuri. Nuri, I'm going to ask you 3 questions and then we'll get to the conversation. Are you at least 18 years old?
Yes.
And what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
And are you a Christian?
Yes, I am a Christian.
All right, I'm Dalton the Bible Guy. This is my friend Rat Soup. We are atheists. The Bible is bullshit. Christianity is false. Jesus is dead. What would you like to talk to us about?
Hold on, just 1 second, real quick. My bad.
Guys, Catholic traditionalist is in my request box. How much you want to bet he's going to give his lame ass argument of, did you create the world? No, therefore God's real.
I did create the world, actually. I built it out of Lego bricks.
Yeah, suck it, Catholic traditionalist. Ooh. Anyways.
You know, on the Alexander thing, that one always is such a funny one to me because, like you said, coins and statues, whole cities that he built and named after himself. And then in addition to all this, most of what we know of him comes indirectly from Ptolemy, a guy who grew up with him. You know, like we don't have any of this shit for Jesus.
Yeah, do we have any coins bearing Jesus' face that date back to when Jesus was alive? No. Well, there you go. I'm tired of the claim that we have more evidence for Jesus than anyone else in history. No, we do fucking not.
Or when they compare it to Julius Caesar, who wrote his own books. I had someone try to compare it to George Washington once, Jesus to George Washington, and say there's more evidence for Jesus than him. Like, I don't. How do you even?
I know, right? I've got writings from George Washington. I've got his teeth, his clothes. I know where he's buried. We ain't got none of that shit for Jesus.
Battlefield archaeology, that's another good one. Yeah. You know, this is
What?
completely off topic, but I was
Yeah.
reading up on the Battle of Cannae. You know, like the big Hannibal versus Romans, where he surrounded them all and defeated them. And there is a lot of discussion around how that actually happened and worked out in the physics of that battlefield, because it involves like troops running like 1,000 meters in full armor in some cases and stuff like that. So there's a lot of really interesting discussion on how that battle actually happened and the physics of it. I've been reading up on a lot lately. It's really fun.
Okay, someone asked me to look up the definition of scientific theory because they're full of Kevin Luce because he doesn't understand anything about anything. A scientific theory is a well-substantiated, comprehensive explanation of some aspect of the natural world. It is backed by a substantial body of evidence gathered over time through repeated observation and experimentation. And that is from EBSCO.
Nuri, are you there? Did you fall in a toilet?
All right, I'm back. My bad.
Welcome back. Okay. Now, what would you like to talk to us about?
Would you say that you would have an issue with anybody who believes in Christianity or just like in any religion?
Depends on whether or not they actually believe and do the things of Christianity, in which case I would. Because the Bible is really bad.
I think generally it's bad for the person believing an incorrect thing to believe an incorrect thing.
Yeah.
Even if they're not outwardly harming anyone else, I would still want to be like, hey, it would just be like if someone has like something in their hair, I just like, hey, I want to let you know that there's something off here.
But what if that it helps that person? What if it like benefits them?
I
or
think
like they're just happier.
Whatever help they think they can get from Christianity, they can find elsewhere in like therapy.
Right. I believe that in true things are inherently always going to be better than lies.
Okay, but I've known people that have tried therapy and like they come to Christianity and that's what helps them.
Then they should have kept going to therapy.
Yeah, I mean, there's different therapists. There's different types of therapy. It's not a monolithic thing. You try it once and go away. There's a technique that was offered in the church. There's something that they found in the church, a way to satisfy it, whatever need or psychological issue they were having. But that doesn't mean that's the only place it can occur, or the best place to receive that help. Especially if it involves accepting other incorrect things, if it involves accepting lies, or giving away 10% of your income, stuff like that. So like there's ways you can pursue the psychological help in a professional setting, and a lot of people do try to get therapy and achieve therapy and have struggles with it, like real legitimate struggles. Don't get me wrong, but that doesn't mean that you should give up on all therapy entirely. It means that you should try different kinds of therapy, go to different experts, find different communities. It doesn't mean that you should just accept something that you know is false because it might be helpful.
Okay, so what I'm getting from this is that if you guys were God, you guys would run the world a better way. Is that
that has nothing to do with anything we were talking about.
I mean, yeah, it's completely unrelated to what we were just talking about, but 100% I can do a better job than God. Yeah.
You feel like you could take the pressure of the whole world on your shoulders and be able to do it better than him?
If I'm omnipotent, then yeah, I can.
Well, think of it this way. We can conceive of worlds that operate better than this world. So that means that they're possible. That means we could do it. Like, think of like, I don't know, Bluey or something, or Clifford, right? Like there's worlds that they're worlds with people, and they sometimes have conflicts and disagreements and stuff. But like no one in Bluey is going to get sent to Iraq. You know what I mean? Like
I would, for example, here's one way I could be better than God. I would not make a law in my holy book that would result in innocent women being put to death. Isn't that better?
I mean, I don't know, because
wait.
If it's the Bible is true, it's kind of
do you think it's okay
crazy to question a God that's infinite when we're kind of limited?
Wait. Just a question. Do you think it's okay for innocent women to be put to death? Innocent women.
I think the Bible just puts
I'm
all
not
that stuff in there
we're not talking about the Bible. No. If a God commanded an innocent person to be put to death, innocent, a God said an innocent person should be put to death, would that be good or bad?
In my eyes, I'd say it's probably bad.
All right. In the Bible, okay, actually, next question. Do you know what percentage of women bleed the first time they have sex?
No, I don't.
A meager 43%. 67% of women do not bleed the first time. 67% of women do not bleed the first time they have sex. Now, if there's a law in the Bible that says if a woman doesn't bleed the first time she has sex, it means she's not a virgin, and therefore she should be put to death, would that be a good law?
Well, I feel like I wouldn't be able to say anything because I'm not God, you know?
No, you can say.
But then again, if
You were able to
if
say
it
something
is-
just a moment ago.
Yeah, you were able to,
Okay.
before it was God.
either way,
you were
say-
able before it was God, you were able to think freely, and now, sorry, that's 110%, 57%, not 67. Thanks, guys. Anyways, before God was introduced in the picture, you were able to think critically and think smart. As soon as God got into the picture, you turned your critical thinking cap off and stopped thinking. If God says women who don't bleed the first time die, and not every woman bleeds the first time they have sex, that means there's a bunch of innocent women who are virgins who did not bleed who would be put to death by this law given by God.
Which means he probably just isn't God and isn't real.
I mean, I feel like you guys have already made your mind up, so you know, like, it's
I've read the
there's
Bible.
no point of
is-
really talking.
That's the difference between us. I've read the Bible. I know what the
In
Bible
the
God
Bible,
does.
it all depends on your heart posture as well. So, like,
No.
if you're prideful, if
My-
you think you're better, you're
My
gonna
heart,
read it in a certain
hearts
way.
don't have
That's
postures.
how God made it.
Hearts don't have postures. They pump blood. You're either able to think critically and honestly about what you are reading, or you're not willing to do that. I am not willing to turn my brain off for the Bible.
And I want to point out the point of a discussion isn't to, like, you don't only discuss things with people who aren't convinced of things. You're not going to get really anywhere with that. You have to talk to people who are convinced of what they believe. And then what you do is you find out the reasons they believe, the arguments they have for it, the evidence they provide. So that's what the point of discussion is if you find the people who have the strongest beliefs and you find out why they're so strong with those beliefs, and you see if those reasons make sense, and then you discuss that. That's the point of discussion.
See, I think it's never okay for innocent women to be put to death. Your religion has gotten you to the point where you are now willing to say that these innocent women, it's okay that they got put to death by God.
Yeah, and you implied that Dalton's prideful for believing it's wrong.
I'm just moral. I'm more moral. I'm morally superior to the God that you worship.
Whoa, that sounds kind of prideful.
It's
That's
not
crazy.
prideful. I don't think innocent women should be put to death. God does. Therefore, the Bible guy is better than God.
But then again, think about it. Say he is real. I mean, he's infinite and he can do whatever he wants, right?
So
I mean,
you should
God.
just bend over and take it from him because he's more powerful than you. Why not have a backbone?
I mean, if he's more powerful than you, what can you do?
So he's just evil, and you'll just like do what he says because you think he's more powerful.
So you're just surrendering to a bully. I mean, if God is just a cosmic bully to you, is that really still God to you anymore anyway? That's not what you believe in, is it? Like, that's our point with this. We're not showing you that this has to be the God you believe in. Our point is showing you that this cannot be God because this doesn't make sense to be a thing, right? Like, you obviously you don't believe that God is some cosmic bully. That's just silly. You believe that your God loves you, or he's not God at all. And if we're showing you things where your God can't be acting loving, our point is not that you should start believing in a God that's evil. Our point is that you should stop believing in the God that exists.
I mean, I guess, you know.
Well, is that it?
What if you tried not praying for like a week? Like, what would happen if you just didn't pray, didn't acknowledge God, didn't read your Bible for a week? What do you think? Would you think your life would be better or worse? Any different?
In my opinion, I feel like it'd be worse.
What if you
Like
try it
from
out?
what I've experienced.
But
Well,
what if
I've
you
done
just
it
give?
before.
Just get.
Like
I
it's
mean,
not like
you may have done it accidentally before, like slipping away. Do it intentionally now. Like, hey, I'm gonna. This is make it even be. Just make a prayer at the start of it, right? Make this your reaching out to God moment, right? You're gonna have this, and you're gonna let it prove to be what happens. Like, what do you think will happen during that weekend? And just give it a try. Go a week without prayer and see if it actually makes your life any worse.
I mean, there's been times when I've gone without praying or reading my Bible for a while. So
And you're still here, man. You're still kicking. You're still
yeah,
listening to some
obviously,
great
but
grocery store tunes.
but then it's like different. I'd say it's like I've I've done the thing where like I've tried living like very like logical and material wise, and I just wasn't happy. I feel like we're spiritual and we need spiritual stuff, and the Word of God is spiritual.
I live logical and materially, and guess what? I am so much happier than when I was a Christian. I don't have to turn my brain off for God. I don't have to make concessions to an evil God. I don't have to believe in like and and just say that evil shit's okay because God says so. I get to be moral. I get to be free. I get to be happy. I'm better off. I think you
Hold
would
on.
be too.
So, did you turn away from Christianity like
Yep.
because of something that happened?
Oh no. I turned away from Christianity because I read the Bible and found out it wasn't true.
Yeah, for me, it was a very slow process
Okay.
as well. Just sort of like realizing that the God in it didn't really make much sense. Like when I first stopped believing in the Bible, I still believed I was like a Christian. I believed that like maybe they were just completely got everything about Jesus and God wrong, but Jesus and God are still out there because I believed I had a relationship with him, right? And then as time went on more and more, I just started realizing I was pursuing truth, not God. And then ultimately, God wasn't involved in truth. And so sticking to truth brought me away from God.
But what would you say made you happier being like logical and stuff?
Yep, being an atheist has made me happier because I don't
Yeah,
have
I
to.
would say so.
I don't have
In
to.
what sense did you feel like more free or?
I don't have to bend over backwards and make excuses for an evil God anymore.
For me, something never quite sat right with the idea that humanity were meant to be subservient to something greater. Like there's this great line from Dune, actually. I think it happens in Messiah, where Paul's son that comes down the line, he says something that like humanity is constantly trying to enslave itself to something, whether it's a messiah or a king or a literal master or a god, where humanity is always just has this instinct for some reason to look into something and try to like let it lead them. And where reality is we don't need that anymore. That's all vestiges left over from us trying to be a gregarious species that like looks up to an alpha ape that's in charge of each group. Like we just don't have to do that anymore. We can be something completely free. So one of the biggest things for me was like this idea that like God is looking in our heads and evaluating us in our heads for how we think about the world and judging us based on that, for instance, and that there are certain right ways and wrong ways to think, and that you can be evil for thinking a certain way. Getting free of that idea that is, I have now come to think that it's far more evil to make someone believe that their thoughts could be evil than any single thought someone could have, if that makes sense.
I mean, yeah, I can see where you're coming from. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I respect you guys. Like, if you guys want to believe in that's cool. Like, I have no issue with it. If you guys don't want to believe in a God or.
Oh, it's not about wanting. It's not about wanting. I can't believe in a God because there's not any evidence for it.
You don't choose your beliefs. And the God of the Bible, according to the Bible, will use beliefs that people don't get to choose as their evaluation for whether or not they get to go to heaven or not.
Oh. Well, that's Anyways,
Well, he was a nice guy, at least.
watch this, guys. I'm gonna do a trick. Okay. On YouTube, y'all won't be able to see this, but on TikTok, watch this.
That was good. That was perfect timing.
Thank you. If I just take a fan of something and just like whiff it up, maybe the fire will. Oh, there it goes. All right. Anyways, real quick, I'm gonna go and grab me a water. Everyone, just chill out for just like 10 seconds, and then we'll get on. And I'll answer Tom Bomb. I'm not even gonna call him Tom Bombadil because it feels like injustice to refer to them by that name now. I'll refer to Dumb Not Bombadil on their abortion
Let's call him
questions.
Bob Dildo.
Bob Dildo, yeah.
In the meantime, guys, make sure you are liking the stream so Bible Guy can get some more great opposition in here. Make sure you are following the Bible Guy so you can see everything that is happening in the future. Make sure you're also following Arwen to get some more great content as well. If you're over on the YouTube, make sure you're liking over there as well. If you're sending some super chats, remember Dalton will read them if you send super chats. He'll stop everything and he'll look at them and he'll say your name maybe even. Yeah. Thank you all so much for being here. We're really grateful to have you as always. Here's Dalton back with his water.
All right. So Bob Dildo wants to know about my position on abortion. My answer is I'm pro-choice for all 9 months. For the first 24 weeks, any kind of abortion will do because I don't really give a shit what happens to a non-sentient thing. Once sentience and therefore viability occurs, then the only forms of abortion that I'm for are hysterotomy abortions and induction abortions, which are non-lethal forms of abortion.
Oh, my cat said hi.
Oh, I thought that was you for a second.
Nope, that was PJ.
Anyway, so you're better than God? Oh, 100% better than God. I've never ordered for like a baby, like out of the womb, a whole ass baby to be killed. But
what about
God
a half-ass
has.
baby?
A half-ass baby? I've never seen a baby with one single cheek before. It's no different. No, it's very different, but there's a very big difference between killing a baby out of the womb versus a something that's prior to 24 weeks that doesn't have sentience. Big difference. One is sentient, one is not.
I had a question for you, Dalton, and I was curious about your take on this. I think this may have come from Christ Before Jesus or some related literature, but I was reading about the possibility that Josephus may have been the inspiration for quite a bit of Luke in particular, and that some of the references to it, like Joseph of Arimathea, may in fact be a subtle way of maybe nodding to Josephus, if it's not maybe himself inserting himself. Is there any possibility to that? Have you heard anything along those lines?
I have a paper, a research paper. Let me see if I can find it. Documents, research papers. It's called. Oh, nope, I didn't mean to do that. Josephus's Paraphrase Style and the Testimonium Flavianum by Gary J. Goldberg. From Campbell, California. Research paper. From the Journal for the Study of Historical Jesus, published by Brill. It is a paper that goes into details about how the Testimonium Flavianum may have been inspired by the Gospel of Luke. So there's that at the very least. I think that the author of Luke, though, does take his cues from Josephus's work. He's using it as a resource. I don't think that's the same for Matthew or Mark or John, but it's probably likely for the Gospel of Luke and the Acts
so
of the Apostles.
you think it's more likely to be the other way around then, that Josephus took inspiration from Luke?
No, just the Testimonium Flavianum, which is a forgery. The Testimonium Flavianum, being a forgery, was based on the Emmaus Road in the Gospel of Luke, is what the paper's about. And then for Luke, the actual rest of the Gospel of Luke, he got his information from the works of Josephus.
Gotcha.
All right, we got some super chats here, and then we got the insufferable No Brain Required. in the comment section. Actually, no, we got Teresa, and I'll bring up Teresa because I'd rather talk to anyone other than No Brain Required. But first, I'm going to read these super chats. Let's see.
From @Jamnik with a $4.99. Once you start kneeling and praying, it's hard to get back to standing and thinking. That's Day Cleo 15 in Foundation Season 2 Episode 8.
Great TV show, by the way.
That's a pretty good quote. Love that. And then
we have here @Zach Petronov with the $2. Say my name, Daddy Duncan.
Yeah, I told them while you were gone that if they sent super chats, you might say their name. So.
Okay.
Zach.
Actually, I'll just do it in my radio voice. Zach Petronov. Hello there, Zach Petronov. Bible Daddy is here, and Bible Daddy's here to take care of you all. Everyone, make sure you tap that screen. Share the live with those you love, with those you hate, with your friends, and with your enemies. All right, well, the other person is gone, so I guess we'll talk to No Brain Required. No Degree, what the fuck do you want today?
What the fuck is up, dude? What the fuck is up?
Oh.
He has like one bar, it looks like.
Might be a sign.
Can you connect to something? No Degree, like Wi-Fi? It looks like you have hardly any signal.
No Wi-Fi required.
Nope.
All right.
But that looks like my. Oh shoot! My bars are back.
Anyways, I that's probably a sign from Peggy. I don't give a shit. Anyways,
sounded like he was in a salt mine.
How can No Brain Required get any worse? I don't know. I feel like if there was ever like my worst nightmare would be like a room where Tim, RC, and Deathless Light all together in a room. My God, every womb in 100 miles would dry the fuck up. And the Elliot argument, God, that would suck ass. That would be hell, literal hell. Absolutely. All right, guys. So today, so Arwen's getting her YouTube channel going, and I wanted to I'm gonna be sending her this camera in the mail. And so I got her address, and I was like, you know what? I don't think the camera is just good enough. So on top of that, I went on Amazon and I bought Arwen a microphone, a ring light, and what else? An adapter for a USB-C adapter. So they're gonna have a full-on professional setup here pretty soon. Yeah, so everyone make sure you go and you subscribe to Arwen's channel, because she's gonna have more shows coming out pretty soon, and they're about to be of a higher quality. Oh yeah, and just because it's Arwen, I made sure that all of her equipment was pink when I bought it. Tom Bombadil says, this is getting boring. Tom Bombadil, you've always been boring. Their setup is going to be better than mine. Matthew. Love that. Let's see. Destiny says, I'm not running. What failed prophecy?
Someone who thinks prophecies happened?
Oh, Destiny, there are failed prophecies. I can name one off the top of my head. Isaiah 52 verse 1. That one didn't take very long to fail at all. God told the people of Israel as they were leaving the exile that the uncircumcised and the unclean would never inhabit them ever again. And then in came the Greeks and utterly it failed immediately. The unclean and the uncircumcised conquered them.
And Jesus saying he'll come back before all his disciples are dead.
All right, I'm gonna bring this person back up, but they better not interrupt me again like they were doing earlier. Jesus never failed any prophecy. He failed every single one of them, unworthy. But your mother, you can come up and talk to me about it if you want.
Also
Boutique,
not his book prophecy.
welcome back.
Had a couple of shots since you were gone, huh?
Ay, qué risa, tía, por favor. ¿Qué dice? I'm sorry, my friend. Hello. I just wanted to say that before you kicked me because you knew I was right and you didn't let me speak. Now kick me. Kick me out.
Sorry, did anyone else? Is Boutique? I don't think Boutique's microphone is working. Can anyone else hear them? All I hear are. It sounds like. Are they saying things? I can't hear them. I keep hearing this. That's all I heard.
Yes, tell me.
What was that?
Eh?
What?
I was saying that before you kick at me.
Anyways, wow, absolute fucking children. You know, that's what I would do too if I believed in something I had no evidence for, and I got absolutely fucking roasted by someone. I would just go up and make a further ass of myself. Actually, no, I'd probably be smart. I'd be smarter than that. All right, now we're gonna talk to Bob Built Dildo. Bob, are you at least 18 years old? Bob?
Oh, I'm trying to turn my camera on. Why is it not working?
Oh, I don't allow that.
Oh, I just wanted to show my dog. Okay.
No, I don't allow. Yeah, I know. Anyways,
Well, then never.
are you?
That's all I came up for.
Okay, bye.
Trying to show your dogs on camera? Awful.
Yeah. I don't trust Christian men to turn their cameras on. Thank you very much. You need to take some mushrooms and you'll get your own evidence. I would, if I took mushrooms, I would believe that my brain was seeing crazy shit because I'd introduced some drugs to it. But those things wouldn't be real.
I'm not going to go into detail, but been there, done that, and yeah, it's not like it gets exaggerated a lot about what it's. You at no point do you forget that you are just having a fun time. That's not real. At least no matter how much you take, in my opinion, and I've tested it.
Yo.
Whoa! Stop moving around. Oh, stop all that. Stop moving around. Okay, that's better. Mr. Benwell, are you at least 18 years old?
Yes, don't worry, bro.
Okay, you gotta stop moving around. Stop moving around.
What did you say?
Stop moving around. You're moving your phone around.
What's
Stop
not
doing
moving?
That. Are you at least
okay?
Stop rubbing your phone. Are you at least 18 years? Are you at least 18 years old?
Yes.
What pronouns do you go by?
I'm a man, bro.
Ooh, sorry. Man is not a pronoun. Try again.
Him.
There you go. Stop moving around.
Your microphone, anytime you
bro.
bump your microphone, it like makes a really loud jostling noise.
Sorry.
So if you like can keep your microphone like off of like your clothes or something like that, or just hold it out, that would probably help.
All right. And are you
Okay.
Christian?
No, I'm actually Muslim.
All right. Do you think any of the topics on the board really apply to you?
I would say
Here's
the
my
Bible.
question. Actually, here's my question to you. Do you think it's okay for a grown man to fuck a 9-year-old?
No.
All right. So it was wrong when the Prophet Muhammad fucked Aisha.
Wait, are you Christian or atheist?
Atheist.
Okay, my question is no.
Well, no.
Wait.
My question
must
first.
I answer you?
Was it
Okay.
wrong when the
Okay.
Prophet Muhammad fucked a 9-year-old?
He never did. That's the thing.
Oh, according to Aisha, he did.
Not according to Aisha.
Yeah.
Aisha.
Aisha
You know what
said,
you using?
Aisha
You
said.
using? Wait.
Aisha said that she married the
Wait,
Prophet
let me
at 6
talk
years
down.
old
I wanna
and then
answer your
fucked him
question.
at 9 years old. Did Aisha tell
I
the
wanna
truth or
ans-
not?
I wanna answer your question, bro.
Well, do you believe Aisha or not?
Let me answer your question. Okay. So first of all, back then, in the time of the prophet, in the time of the prophet, maturity, the age of maturity was
No.
way different.
No, it wasn't.
Listen,
No.
listen,
Nope.
listen.
Nope.
I like
You
how
Nope.
it
literally
started with it
using an
didn't happen,
argument.
and now here's if it happened, here's why it's okay.
Yeah. No. Aisha was playing with dolls. Okay. Probably so she could tell her therapist where Muhammad touched her. But, mature kids don't play with dolls. Aisha was a child, intellectually and physically undeveloped. She should not have been in a marital relationship with Muhammad, police be upon him. Where does sperm come from in the body, Mr. Benwell?
Testicles.
Really? Are you sure it doesn't come from between the backbone and the ribs?
I won't know. I'm not a whatever you call it.
Well, I mean, the Quran says it comes from between the backbone and the ribs.
I'm not a scholar, so I wouldn't know.
You don't need to be a scholar. It says it
I
quite.
need to be.
It says it quite plainly that there's a
I'm not
spurting.
that active with the Quran.
There's a spurting fluid by which all humans were made that comes from between the backbone and the ribs. What fluid spurts out of a person that is like what human beings are used to be made out of?
What fluid spits out of a human?
Spurts, yeah. Like spurts.
Okay, I know.
What was
Sperm.
that? Sperm. And sperm doesn't come from between the backbone and the ribs, right?
And pee can spurts out, isn't it?
What?
If you pee,
It doesn't create life though, bud. Don't try that. Don't do that.
okay. Where's your question? Where is this going to? Huh?
The prophet, police be upon him, said that sperm comes from
Can I
between the back.
stop insulting my prophet like that? No?
Okay, 1 second. That reminds me. What do you think of this? Wait a minute. This drawing I made of Muhammad. I drew a picture of Muhammad. It also says in the bubble about I diddle kids. Muhammad. What do you think about that?
Who is that, Muhammad? I never knew
Yeah.
he looked that ugly.
Yeah, actually he's much uglier in person. I actually did him a favor. But anyways.
Are you sure?
Oh, I'm sure.
Probably didn't have the way to trim his beard that nice.
I mean, he was absolutely fugly. It's why he could only get laid by like having a 9-year-old suck him off. But anyways, that's enough of that. God damn. I have even less respect for Islam than I do for Christianity, as you can clearly tell. Yeah, Contra, he also smelled weird too.
I think Islam is just Christianity's fault at the end of the day. So
That is true. That is true. Host needs to take it easy on the soda. This is water, bud. Water with flavoring in it. So, suck a dick.
they were the first Mormons, says Qui-Gon drinks gin.
That is true. Yeah, the Muslims were the first Mormons. Is a PDF? Oh, are they? That checks out. W host, thank you for kicking. Yeah, of course. Let's see. Would you rather be a Muslim or a Mormon? I'd rather kill myself. Let's see.
Would you rather look like Jar Jar Binks or talk like Jar Jar Binks? You're not allowed to kill yourself.
Misa Bible guy. I mean, listen, I'd rather keep this and annoy the fuck out of you all with my voice. Let's see. We love the TikTok shop. Let's see. Would I rather be an ancient crazy person or a modern crazy person? Oh God, this person. Why is it that I get all the worst callers? Matek, what do you want?
How are we doing? How are we doing? Nothing much. I just want to talk to you, little converse. What do you think about that?
I didn't understand a word you just
Well,
said
you
to
look
me.
so much like my little brother, like unironically. It's
But we got some, but we actually Matek, I didn't understand a goddamn word you just said to me.
Oh, I'm of a curious matter if you'd like to have a little converse.
Something about me wearing Converse?
Oh, no, a nice little rebuttal if you'd like.
What about something about a bottle?
No, a nice little talk of me and you and the guy here, right here.
I kind of understood that.
That's all right. Shall we go forth? And now I actually wonder why do you say the Bible is BS in a sense that isn't everything and anything true and false? Why did you choose the Bible specifically?
Anything and everything true and false? What does that mean?
So essentially, basically, one is whole. All is one, one is all, in a sense that, indeed,
God.
whatever one says, it is true.
You know my rule, Matek, no fucking riddles. No riddles.
Right. Truth isn't subjective?
Well, anything that is said or bestowed or articulated is true.
No.
Go forth,
That in
indeed, go
itself
forth.
is not true. And so because I'm disagreeing with you, I've automatically created a paradox with your worldview because I've said it isn't true and you said it is true. And now both of those things have to be true in your worldview. So that makes it a contradiction, which means it can't be true.
Anything of which is truly is, of which means any mindful thought, or should I say, anything of which is, in language terms, it is true.
I'd suggest having a thoughtful mind instead.
Jesus Christ. Matek, is it possible that you could talk to me in such a way that the words you say have meaning when they're like when they follow each other instead of your absolute, I mean, you are basically what would happen if word salad became a person.
You know what? Whenever you hear a passage that's a bit wonky, do let me know. Maybe I can get more concrete.
Right. Well, I pointed out a contradiction in what you're saying. So if you could resolve the contradiction, that'd be helpful.
Well, whatever was said truly was said, so I think we can go forth because, well, we said our piece.
But something being said is not equivalent to it being true, right?
Sure about that, indeed.
Yes, something being said does not make it true.
Did
I'm
it
sure
not
about
happen
that.
by you? Didn't it not happen by you being of sayings?
Being of what?
Being of articulation pistolens for.
Sorry, Ratsup, that was not meant to be you. Come back up. I meant to hit the other guy. Come back up. There you go. Anyways, insufferable. God, every time he comes up, he talks in fucking riddles. Like is this how Batman feels dealing with the Riddler? Like he's just like, I'm so fucking over it. At least the Riddler makes sense when he talks. Matek just chose to do riddles and be nonsense at the same time.
It's weird because I felt like I knew what he was trying to say. It was just he was saying it in an odd way. I think maybe intentionally to try to cover up its incoherence. I don't know. It was weird. Like he was saying something, but it was an incoherent thing, and he was scrambling the language to make it harder to parse. But I don't. It was bizarre, but it's a strategy. It's a strategy.
Yeah. Noah Lloyd, I'm going to ask you 3 questions and then we'll get to the conversation. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old?
I can't hear you.
Are you at least 18 years old?
Am I at least 18? Yes.
All right. And what pronouns do you go by?
Okay, sorry about that. Something's going on technically. What's going on?
Well, are you at least 18 years old?
Yes. Okay, I can hear you now. All right.
And what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
And are you a Christian?
I would say I'm a believer.
In?
Well, if you want, I could say a Christian God, sure.
Okay, so Christian. All right. I'm Dalton the Bible guy. This is my friend Ratsup. We're atheists. The Bible is bullshit. Christianity is false. Jesus is dead. Which one of these 3 things would you like to talk to me about?
Well, I actually would like to talk about prophecies. with you because I heard you say that you think that Jesus did not fulfill any of the prophecies, right?
Oh yeah, not
Dalton
even
is
one.
definitely the guy to talk to about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The closest thing you can get to a prophecy that Jesus fulfilled would be Deuteronomy 13, where God says he would send forth false prophets. But besides that, no, there's no prophecy that Jesus fulfills.
Okay, and I find that interesting. And I actually just would like to ask you a question that I would like to look into. What do you think is the most important prophecy for him to fulfill, if there is?
There's a few. World peace. That'd be a good one. Isaiah chapter 2.
What about the ones in Zechariah where it's like the nations get defeated and then everyone sort of comes to Jerusalem and they all kind of gather around and recognize Yahweh as God and like start offering sacrifices at the temple?
Yeah.
Okay, so you would say that one?
Yeah. World peace.
World peace, okay. Another question is like, are you imagining these prophecies to be fulfilled in a kind of immediate way? Like, is that implied?
Immediately,
In the prophecy?
they can be fulfilled whenever they want to, but until they get fulfilled, they're not fulfilled.
Okay, well, that makes sense. Is there any like specific prophecy that you can point me to that I can look at?
Isaiah chapter 2. You know, nation shall not lift up war against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
Oh, and it's about the swords and the plowshares, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. I just wanted to ask that question. All right. Well, thanks for letting me on.
Wait, you don't
Do
have
you
any?
believe in do you believe that there's been any fulfilled prophecies or anything like that?
Well, it's part of the
Do you believe
whole thing
Jesus
that I have
fulfilled
yet.
any?
I'm looking into it now. That's why I asked.
Gotcha.
This is an aspect to it all that I haven't really investigated yet. So, yeah. I just wanted to ask that question, honestly.
All right. Well, come back when you have some prophecies that Jesus fulfilled.
All right. Have a good day.
Now, one of the closest things that people get to with fulfilled prophecy is Jesus says something in the Gospels to the effect of, there will be wars and rumors of wars. But here, like Joshua, can you think of a time when there weren't wars and rumors of wars?
The longest period of relative peace that I know about in history is after the defeat of Napoleon. When there was still, of course, minor conflicts and a lot of colonial nastiness happening. But as far as large scale wars, that about 50 to 80 year period was the longest period of relative peace that I'm aware of.
Someone said
in every other case, there's been a war going on somewhere, sometime, always,
Yeah.
or at least rumors of them.
Yeah, to say that there will be wars and rumors of wars is kind of like me saying there will be steaks and people who eat steaks. Like, yeah, but like that's kind of just not really all that significant. Someone said he rode a donkey is a big one, although the text in question, Zechariah 9:9, says that he has to be a king who rides on a donkey, and he has to cut off the war horse from Ephraim and the chair in the battle bow from Jerusalem, and that never happened. So it's only a half-assed prophecy.
And the temple will never be lacking for sacrifices. That's another big important part of what the Messiah was supposed to do.
Oh, I see you. No, I see you, Vinny. I knew. I was just responding as if because there are people out there who would make that argument. Now I have Josh fought the Battle of Jericho stuck in my head. Is that a Christian song from when we were kids? I don't remember. Dr. Joe Recovery says, I rode a donkey, not including the ass of my first husband. Big W to Dr. Joe on that one. The Bible was written throughout history with over 40 different authors that all show Jesus is God. So first and foremost, we don't know the number of authors for the Bible. You don't know. I don't know, because except for 7 of the Pauline epistles and then the revelation of John of Patmos, the Bible never gives us the name of any of the authors of the Bible. In fact, the Psalms might have it could have dozens upon dozens of authors, because we don't know who wrote the Psalms.
In the beginning of Genesis is just random edited together oral tales that are just like strung along in an order that almost kind of makes sense sometimes.
Yeah. We have a super chat here from. I'll use my regular voice for this. At Ninhotep with the $2. The unicorn is Scotland's national animal. Roof. I mean, listen, you got me there. Maybe that's why someone might believe in unicorns. Unworthy slave of Christ says Jesus did fulfill all prophecies. Come up here and prove that. I don't think he even fulfilled one. And at Ellen Ogo with the $4.99. Thank you for your donation. No, thank you for your donation. And again, at Ellen Ogo with the $1.99. Great co-host today, Dalton. Great vibe with you. Absolutely. W to Rat Soup, everyone. Make sure that you're following Rat Soup over on TikTok. They are the partner of Robot Goat, and both of them go live on the regular. So go and make sure that you're following them, checking them out. They do great content. There's actually a website, guys. A lot of people are not aware. There's a website that makes the claim that there are over 300 prophecies that Jesus fulfilled. One of these days, I might do a live where we go through them and we debunk them one by one. Why?
You know what I wanted to do once was find something that did that. You know that weird rainbow chart of like all these cross references or whatever?
Yeah.
I wanted to like go into it and debunk it once, but the problem is that chart doesn't actually align to anything. It doesn't have any sources or citations of where any of it's coming from. It's just a graphic with a lot of colorful lines. That's literally all it is.
And you know what? When you do look into it, when they do cite some of this stuff, it's like, oh, the city of Jerusalem is mentioned here, but it's also mentioned here. That's one of the connections.
Yeah. It's like, oh, they just use the word here and here.
Vet Voice Sarah says, yo, I listened to you the other day. I never knew about the census and Herod inconsistency. It's my favorite Bible contradiction because there's no way of getting around it. Jesus is queen. Yes, absolutely, Jezzy. Let's see. Ada. How do you feel about people calling the alien demons lately? I think it's weird. But of course, that's what religious people would do. If aliens did show up in real life and not just like in the fictional way that pop culture imagines, if aliens did show up, there are so many dumb Christians who would just point at them and go, demon, it's a demon. Yeah, because that's what they do. They demonize things they don't understand. Atheists can't prove God not real. Well, fun fact, unworthy slave of Christ. Theists cannot prove God be real. My favorite is the depiction of Judas in Matthew and Acts, but always flags as self-harm. Yeah, that is true. The last time I talked about that one, it also flagged as self-harm on my channel. But that's
also,
a good one.
I think you can disprove God, and I'm willing to try if someone wants to, come up and ask about that too, personally. Just saying.
You heard that here, Christians. But unworthy slave of Christ, if you are so convinced that Jesus fulfilled prophecies, then why don't you come up and share some of those prophecies with us? Can you go over the crucifixion time contradiction with a calendar for people like me who need visuals? Yeah, absolutely. Actually, let me pull up my iPad so I can give you guys proper visuals for why it is that the Gospels disagree on the time and the day and time of Jesus's crucifixion. Let's see. We're all about visual learning. I just realized that you probably can't hear the... Wait, can you hear the jazzy music?
No, I can't, but it seems to be at the cost of echoey, so honestly, I'd rather just hear your voice regular.
So guys, from Joshua's perspective, I'm just every now and then just start randomly dancing.
I mean, you do that anyway, though, so...
Yeah, I do. I like, it's almost like, what's his name? Jeff Goldblum. I love Jeff Goldblum. He goes like, very, I don't know, sing-songy voice, and you know what I'm talking about? He does that bit right there.
even the way he moves is kind of all the same. Like, yeah, he's like constantly doing like a jazz dance.
He's like if a bumblebee came to life. If a bumblebee became a human, it would be Jeff Goldblum. All right, let's see. Visual representation. Oh yeah, for anyone who
I
wants
saw that, Gandalf. I saw that.
That's Arwen. This is everyone who wants to use this. This is one of Arwen's stickers for her TikTok channel. So if you wanted to be able to put that in the comment section, make sure you go to Arwen's TikToks when she's live. And that's the busty Gandalf. Her child saw that and said, "I'm gonna have nightmares." All right, let's see. Yeah, god damn. Eru Iluvatar, damn. All right, where to put my...
He could guard my secret fire all he wants.
Oh, Ian would love it. Would he? I'll have to send it to him. Okay, let's see. All right, so the contradiction in the Gospels in regards to when Jesus died. So, how is the best way? Yes, that Arwen is her new handle. We're hiding her old name to, for her identity and all that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, I just realized the people on TikTok can't see it. Let me fix that. Boom, there you go. Hi people on YouTube, there you go. All right, so the contradiction between the death dates of Jesus in the gospel. So and the synoptic gospels, okay, synoptic gospels, Jesus dies on the 15th of Nisan at 9 in the morning, or as it puts it, is that legible, by the way, for everyone?
Looks good to me.
All right. So Nisan, synoptic gospels, the 15th of Nisan. Maybe I should make the marker a little bit thicker, actually. I think would be better. Yeah, 15th of Nisan, 9 a.m. for the synoptic gospels. Now, in the Gospel of John, however, it portrays Jesus as dying on the 14th of Nisan in the afternoon. It doesn't give us precise time, but it says in the afternoon. Now, how
what month would Nisan correlate to for us?
Nisan would correlate to us with the spring. It's the first month on the Jewish calendar. So on the 15th is when this Passover is celebrated. So what happens is, let's see. Let's say this is the 14th of Nisan. This is the 15th, and this is the 16th. The 14th of Nisan is called the Preparation Day. Preparation Day for Passover. This is the day you prepare for the Passover. You go out, you clean the house, you get all the meal ready. You take the lamb to the temple, you kill it, and you bring it back home. And for everyone knows, Jewish calendar days don't start at midnight. A Jewish calendar day begins when the sun sets. As soon as the sun sets, it's the next day. So sun sets, and it is now the 15th of Nisan, and that's when Jesus, at the very beginning of the night, eats the Last Supper. Last Supper. And then he's arrested, and he's arrested later that night, and the following day in the morning, he's crucified. So in the Synoptic Gospels, Jesus crucified on the 15th of Nisan. Now, in the Gospel of John, the Last Supper isn't a Passover meal. In fact, the Gospel of John tells us in John 19, verse 14, that Jesus was crucified on the preparation day for the Passover. And even in the Gospel of John in chapter 18, verse 26, it tells us that the Pharisees didn't even want to go into Herod's court because they didn't want to defile themselves, so that later that night, they would be able to eat the Passover. This is the contradiction between the Gospels of John and the Synoptic Gospels. And why does the Gospel of John do this? They do it because they want to make Jesus look like he is the Passover lamb. And since the Passover lambs are killed on the preparation day for the Passover in the afternoon, that's why the gospel author John changes it to this day, to this time, because he has a belief that Jesus is the Lamb of God who takes away the sins of the world. But it looks like we have a guest, so I'm going to bring them up. Let's see. All right. 1 second.
I like that demonstration of it with the chart. I knew this before, but seeing it with that helps a lot, actually.
We got here AM. AM, I'm going to ask you 3 questions and then we'll get to the conversation. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old? You're muted. There you go.
السلام عليكم. How
Nope.
are you? أنا from Gaza. يمكن مساعدة.
Nope. That was just a straight up fetus.
Showing you like an open suitcase of clothes.
Yeah, don't talk to adults on the internet. Don't do that. Pray for my laundry. Yeah. Sorry, bud. You gotta fold that stuff yourself. He was on a different live. Man, I'll have to remember not to bring up AM anymore. Can I come up and prove Odin is real? I mean, you could try.
I mean, think of it this way. Jesus came to defeat death, and they're still dying. Odin sent Thor to defeat giants, and I don't see any giants.
Oh, they are
proof right there.
Lady of Heaven, thank you for the block. Much appreciated. Oh yeah, we have here. Oh, we had someone here, and they disappeared. Oh well. Do you know what AM stands for?
Anti-meridium.
Hell yeah, Joshua. What does PM stand for?
Post-meridium.
What does AD stand for?
Anno Domini.
Man, Joshua, with all the acronyms, you got it going on. Love that. St. Brown says a minor. AM stands for a minor, and in this case, that was true. After death, I know people say after death, which doesn't make any sense if you think about it, because if BC is supposed to be before Christ and AD is after death, then that means that there's like a 33-year period where we don't have like a numerical system. Like it's not AD or BC, it's something else. DC during Christ? I don't know. Amplitude modulation. Love that, Matthew. Angle dangle. I like that one too. That's pretty good. No wonder they needed the census. Love that. I think I'm gonna do a restart on TikTok. And then
as for me, Robot Goat is getting home pretty soon, so I think I'm gonna drop out for now.
All right.
I might come back, but I want to say hi at least.
All right. Thank you for showing up today. Much appreciated.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
All right, here we go, guys. Quick restart in 3, 2, 1. Bye-bye. And then we're live. Bam. That was fast. Quick with it. Y'all like the flames? I think it adds a nice aesthetic to the Bible Guys show. So many people keep telling me I'm going to end up in hell, so I just decided to put myself there ahead of schedule. Ooh, Christians care about the fetus, but couldn't care less about the child. Facts. You almost had me there. At Ron Lother. Oh, I have a message. I wonder who from. AD Awesome Dalton. That's another good one. Hey, Sinead. Good to see you there. Everyone Next time Arwen posts a video, tell her that she looks cute as fuck. All right. BC before coming. Oh man. AD after drenching. Turn around and show me the class your little hat. My hat? Oh, you Anthony, you're anti-Semitic and you think I'm Jewish. So, not Jewish. So, you know, fuck the God of Israel and fuck the state of Israel. But I'm not Jewish. But it's kind of a weird thing for you to say, Anthony. Why are they such fucking weirdos? I don't... These anti-Semites. It's so weird. Prophecies 365 fulfilled by Jesus. Here's the standard website. I'll show you guys. Look at this. This is the website that claims to have 365 prophecies fulfilled by Jesus. You want to know what's really funny about this list? Sometimes in this list, there will be the same exact passage. Look at this. Numbers 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19 are all the same Bible verse. Genesis 49 verse 10. That seems like a bit of cheating. So I wonder if I were to take all of these and like shrink them down to where if you got these doublets, it's actually one prophecy, how many would they actually have? But one of these days I'm going to go through this and absolutely, maybe I'll do like episodes where I read each of these and, you know, debunk each of these prophecies. Yeah. There's a ton in the Psalms, which is going to be exhausting because the Psalms aren't prophecies. They're just poetry. It's actually BK before Quistats Haderach. That looks familiar. Oh, that's a Dune thing, isn't it? Hello, Lathe.
Hey, I was coming up to tell you it was from Dune, and then you figured it out.
Yeah, because someone said it to me last week, and I was like, Haderach, that's Hebrew for the way, and Quistas kind of looks like Christos, and then someone was like, no, it's from Dune. I was like, oh, okay, I overdid it.
That's okay. It was good though. It was good. It was very smart sounding. So
I mean, maybe that's where I don't know. The author could have. I'm sure the author took a lot of inspiration from like messianic imagery, right? That's kind of the whole point of one of the characters.
probably. I don't know anything about Frank Herbert.
Oh, well, there you go. You heard it here, folks. First, you've heard it here first, folks.
You've heard it here. We don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Let's take a look and see how many subscribers she's at now. Let's see. 301. Hell yeah, we got to the magical 300 number. Only 700 more to go. Can I introduce you to the prophecy of Metallica where the little one lays his head down to sleep? Absolutely. I don't know anything about Metallica though, Matthew. It might like kind of go over my head. I once had an idea for a superhero when I was a kid, and I named him, I kid you not, named him Metallica. Came up with that. Never heard of the game, the band Metallica. I just named my superhero character Metallica. Convergent ideas. Zani Islam, IIRC, is what it's called. What, the religion from the Dune books? Psalms equal poetry. Metallica equal music. Same difference. Oh, yeah. I get that. Absolutely. What's different about the Jehovah's Witness Bible? So the Jehovah's Witness Bible, they choose to translate certain verses in ways that particularly are meant to emphasize the fact that Jesus wasn't God. So for example, if you open up the New World Translation, John 1:1, it'll say, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was a God. Which honestly, probably a better translation. You're a great artist. Have you tried to design an OC or Metallica? What's an OC? There's a Pride Parade happening right next to Metallica concert. The color difference was funny. Can you explain the Jewish versus Roman time argument? Okay, yeah. So the claim made by apologists is like, okay, so the question is, why is it in the Gospel of Mark, it says that Jesus was that Jesus was crucified at 9 a.m. and versus in the Gospel of John where it says he was crucified, he was at Pontius Pilate. He was before trial before Pontius Pilate at the 6th hour, which is 12 a.m. in the afternoon. And they said, oh, no. 12, it doesn't mean, one is the Jewish calendar reckoning of time, and one is the Roman calendar reckoning of time. And Jewish people started their counting of the days from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., but Romans counted it from 12 in the morning to 12 at midnight, which wouldn't help you at all still, because, the 3rd hour is 9 a.m. according to the Gospel of Mark, was when Jesus was crucified. And if the 6th hour, well, I suppose, anyways, it doesn't work because both Jews and Romans counted the days of the hours from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Romans didn't count the hours of the day starting from midnight. They started their civil day at midnight, just how Jewish people started their civil day at the setting of the sun. But for both Jews and Romans, the hours of the day, like the 1st hour, the 3rd hour, the 4th hour, the 5th hour, etc., are counted from sunrise to sunset. So for both Jews and Romans, if you would have said to them, Jesus was crucified at the 3rd hour, for both of them, that would have been 9 in the morning. If you would have said to them, Jesus was before Pontius Pilate at the 6th hour, for both Jews and Romans, that's noon. There's actually a paper on this from a Christian source, mind you, debunking this apologetical claim. And the name of the paper is called, let me see, Roman versus Jewish Reckoning of Hours in the Gospel of John. And then I like the subtitle because it's like shows the author's like tiredness of the argument. An exegetical misconception that refuses to die. And it's published from the John Paul II Catholic University of Lublin. So a Christian source. Do you draw nakeds? You know what? I did when I was in high school. I used to get, when I was in high school, it was a few times when the line was dropped on me, draw me like one of your French girls. And I obliged. And, I was a horny little shit when I was in high school. And, if someone wanted me to draw them naked, I totally did. Hell, I'd probably do. I mean, I've done it now in the present. A couple years ago, I used to have an art studio where I did digital art for people, and I usually did projects for companies. But I had a few women who would come to me and ask me to do a boudoir photo, painting of them, and I would. They paid well. There is a guy who is your exact opposite, even the font. I know. Did you use the Tamid argument when preaching to Jews? Tamid being something being unclean? What do you mean? Or no, Tamid is a word which means perfect. Am I thinking of Tamid? It's either the word for perfect or the word for unclean. The perpetual sacrifice. Go into more detail. He don't believe, already condemned, no helping this. Wow, Aaron, then why the fuck did you waste your breath? Talmud? No, not Talmud. That's a completely different word. Talmud is a Hebrew word which means study. It's hell without Jesus? Fun fact, Aaron, it's not, because hell doesn't exist. Tell Satan I said hello. Satan, are you there? My buddy Aaron here says hello. What do you have to say to that, Satan?
I'm gonna spread Aaron's cheeks in the afterlife because he's actually going to hell. He's not going to heaven. He's an asshole. So he's gonna go to hell.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Satan said that Aaron for U7 is going to get their cheeks spread in the afterlife. All right. Mysterious stranger. Are you at least 18 years old?
Yes, I am.
And what pronouns do you go by?
Do I have to explain?
Yes. Well, you don't have to explain anything. You just have to tell me what your pronouns are.
For crying out loud, I am a he, him.
And are you a Christian?
I guess.
Shocker. I'm Dalton, the Bible guy. The Bible is bullshit. Christianity is false. Jesus is dead. Which one of these do you want to talk to me about?
Christianity is false.
Yeah, Christianity is false because Jesus didn't fulfill any prophecies from the Old Testament.
Oh, okay. I was thinking more like Christianity is true because what Jesus preached was actually pretty true and actually is taught until this day.
Nah, that wouldn't help him at all. If Jesus didn't fulfill any prophecies, then it doesn't matter what he preached.
What he preached. So what he preached today, why is it still like
because gullible people like you
surprised and
because gullible people like you keep perpetuating the religion.
Oh, like scientists and very smart people who are Christians and who actually study the Bible?
Yes, even scientists can believe in silly things. Isaac Newton believed that he could turn lead into gold using alchemy. Like, no one's perfect.
I mean, the Bible has been studied around like 2,000 years.
Yeah,
and
which is why we know why so many things in it are wrong.
They're wrong. So you think that forgiving your enemies is wrong?
Yeah, sometimes. I don't think Nazis should ever be forgiven. Fuck them.
Oh, so okay.
Do you think that Holocaust survivors should forgive Adolf Hitler?
That depends on them, not on me.
No. Should they?
To make them feel like better, I'm not sure.
No.
I can't answer that question.
No, according to Christianity, should they forgive Adolf Hitler?
According to Christianity, not according to me. I might have my own opinions.
No, according to Christianity, not according to your opinions.
I'm not sure. I think.
I mean, you said they're supposed to forgive our enemies. Isn't Adolf Hitler the enemy of the Jewish people in World War II?
Yes, but do you think that Adolf Hitler is the most evil person who ever existed? No.
Probably he
There
killed
are,
11. He killed 11 million people.
but there are other people who are actually as
I
evil or
mean,
even more evil as Hitler.
Donald Trump's pretty evil, sure. Lots of, I mean, yeah, there's lots of evil people. But anyways, I don't give a shit about that. Yeah, Jesus wasn't the Messiah. He preached some good things and also some bad things. Jesus, for example, taught his followers that they should keep the law of Moses, and the law of Moses was absolute dog shit.
The law of Moses?
Yeah.
I don't think it was dog shit.
Sure it does. The law of Moses allows for innocent women to be put to death.
Where in the world do you find that at?
Yeah, in Deuteronomy 22, it says that if a woman doesn't bleed the first time she has sex, it means she's not a virgin and she should be put to death. But not every woman bleeds the first time they have sex, meaning that if we go by this law, there would be innocent women who would be put to death.
Oh, that's a controversial. I don't know if I want to go to talk about that one, but I was talking more of the principle of Christianity, the New Testament. That's what I wanted to talk about. That's what said Christianity is false.
The principle of Christianity is that you should love God, but God's an ass.
You should love God, because if you love God, you love.
No, I don't. I couldn't love God. He's an asshole. He's evil.
Okay.
The God of the Bible is evil.
So, if you love God, you love other people. You know what I'm saying?
I can love other people without loving God.
Where does this love comes from? It comes from
the brain. Comes from the brain. It's a mixture of oxytocin and dopamine. That's where it starts and then culminates in actions. Love is simply willing the good of the other.
So what is love?
I just told you to will the good of the other as your own self.
No. You know what I think love is? Love is to...
Why should I care what you think love is? You asked me.
Because I think what love is...
Do you think that love is, for example, having an innocent woman get raped? Is that love?
No.
Has God ever made an innocent woman get raped?
I don't think so.
Oh, really? Are you familiar with King David?
Oh, here we go again. You're gonna bring the Old Testament.
What? Why wouldn't I? Same God, right?
Okay, so like I was saying, love is to care and respect.
Do you know who King David is?
King David? Yeah, I think I do.
Do you know what he did with like Bathsheba and Uriah? Remember, David saw a beautiful woman bathing on the. There's a story in the Old Testament where David saw a beautiful woman named Bathsheba bathing in her bath on the rooftop. He saw her. He slept with her. Turns out she had a husband. So to cover up his crime, he had her husband killed. You know what God did to him as a result?
What?
God said in 2 Samuel chapter 12, verses 11 through 12, that as a punishment, David's wives would be raped. They didn't do anything wrong.
I think that's just.
You think it's just for an innocent woman to get raped?
It's eye for an eye, isn't it?
But no, the women didn't do anything.
Oh, that's a boo-hoo.
If you do, hey, wait. If you do something wrong against me, can I have your wife raped? Would you be okay with that? How would you feel if you were the wife? Let's just say you're going about your day. You weren't even aware that your husband did anything wrong. And then all of a sudden, God's like, yeah, I don't care if you didn't do anything wrong. You're going to get raped now. How do you feel about that?
Like I said, that's their justice system.
It's God's justice system. Would you be okay with getting raped for something your spouse did?
Why are you asking me all these questions?
Looks like you're a bit slower to answer that now that it's not your wife that's getting raped, but you. Interesting.
So
Maybe he shares the original perspective of women being property of the husband.
Maybe.
so this so I was trying to have a honest conversation, but I think that
This
you're just like
this has been very honest. I'm very honest about what the Bible says.
you're kind of being disingenuous.
I'm not being disingenuous whatsoever. Hi, Robot Goat. No, I've only told you what the Bible says.
Well, you're asking me questions, and
Is it disingenuous to ask questions?
How dare.
uh,
Why is your profile picture Satan, by the way?
Yeah, that's a picture. You know that's Satan, right?
It's Mark Twain's Satan.
that's Satan.
Yes, that comes from an animation. Yes, did you not know that?
That's from the Mark Twain claymation film. These little kids go into Satan's domain and Satan talks to them.
And he's actually a surprisingly chill dude.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. Anyway, I just found it, so I didn't know it was Satan.
Here.
Yeah, look, it's a cool animation. Look it up.
Mysterious stranger, if God were evil, how would you be able to tell?
So how will we be able to tell that God is evil? Is that it will tell me something that put thoughts of illusion in my head?
So if God lies to you, right? Like if God were to send an evil spirit to deceive you, that would mean God's evil, right?
Yes.
Are you aware that in the Old Testament, God sent evil spirits to someone in order to deceive them?
Who was it? Egypt or no? I'm not really sure.
It was King Ahab. God sent lying spirits into the mouth of the prophets in order to deceive Ahab to go to battle and die in battle.
Well, in the Old Testament, it does say that the adversary works for.
No. It's God says, how can I deceive Ahab? And one of the evil spirits who works for God, a spirit of God, says, "I'll do it," and God's like, "Okay, go and do that." God sends the spirit to confuse Ahab and trick him into his death. That's just God using the spirit as the instrument of his deception. So, by your own admission, if God were to send evil spirits to deceive people, he would be evil, and God does exactly that in the Bible.
Okay, maybe it was a test.
No, he wanted to get Ahab dead. That's what the text says. Would you like for me to read it?
I think I'm good. I think I know what you're trying to say, but I'm not really a scholar. But you should. That I'm pretty sure that verse could be debunked there.
And yet it hasn't.
Have you spoke to someone like a scholar? Because
I've spoken to so many fucking people, and no one ever has an answer for me. I'm gonna read it. We're gonna go to 1 Kings chapter 22. Let's see. Verse 19. Let's see. I'm going to pull it up on the screen. Then Micaiah said, "Therefore hear the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne, with all the host of heaven standing beside him, to the right and to the left of him. And the Lord said, who will entice Ahab, so that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead?" Then one said one thing, and another said another, until a certain spirit came forward and stood before the Lord, saying, "I will entice him." "How?" the Lord asked him. He replied, "I will go out and be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets." Then the Lord said, "You are to entice him, and you shall succeed. Go out and do it." So you see, the Lord has put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these your prophets. The Lord has decreed disaster for you.
maybe it was something that that God. There's a reason why, a good reason why God wanted
Well,
that to happen.
there's certainly a reason. I wouldn't call it good though.
Well, God created the light and the darkness, so
He's the origin of all good and all evil, so God is evil. Here, I'll ask you a hypothetical. Let's say Superman saw a woman getting raped in an alleyway.
Superman.
Superman. Say Superman saw a woman getting raped in the alleyway. He could stop it, but he doesn't. He just watches. What would you think of Superman?
I think that's a pretty no. I think what he's doing is
No, about Superman. Would Superman be
yes,
good or evil if
he
he
would
watched a woman get raped and didn't do anything about it?
he would still be good.
Oh, I think it'd be evil.
Superman would be good if he saw a woman getting raped and he stood back and did nothing when he could stop it.
Ooh, I could defeat you on that argument.
Do it. Explain to me
Okay.
how Superman wouldn't be evil for allowing a woman to get raped. By the way, guys, if any of you were considering becoming a Christian, just know that this is what Christianity turns you into. It hollows you out and leaves nothing human left.
Okay. Well, I got a clap. I got a clap. Okay, so there's a good hypothetical. But have you looked upon a woman with lust? Have you
There's
I don't
nothing
know.
wrong. There's nothing wrong with looking on women with lust.
Yes, according to God, that's evil.
I don't give a shit about what God thinks. God's moral compass is skewed.
You know what else teaches thought crimes are evil? 1984.
Yeah. But how is that an answer to how is Superman morally okay if he allows a woman to get raped?
Okay, so I'm gonna try to answer this question as a hypothetical. So God is all knowing.
Not God. We're talking about Superman right now.
Mhm.
How
Yes.
is Superman? You made the claim that Superman would still be good if he watched a woman get raped and did nothing about it.
Yes. He still will be good because he's allowing free will to exist.
No, that woman's free. Does that woman have free will when the rapist takes her against her and forces her? Is her will free? It sounds
Probably
to me
not.
like the rapist's free will is intact, but the woman's isn't. The question is, whose free will do you care more about, the rapist or the rape victim? It sounds like you care more about the free will of the rapist over his victim.
It's kind of consistent with what was happening earlier with the David thing, too. Just saying.
Well, in Christianity, they teach us that that sin is a desire. So, meaning if the woman, like I'll give you an example. Everybody has a weakness, and
damn it, I keep doing it to you, Joshua. Come back up. God damn it, come back up, Joshua. I gotta be a bit more precise about that. Anyways,
that made my entire TikTok crash. Like, you just killed my entire app with one button.
Man, I've got the power. What was his name? Mysterious. Let's see. Said Superman would be good if he allowed a woman to get raped. Crazy.
I really love the point you brought up with the free will thing about it's very apparent that if Superman or God is really what the Superman is a stand-in for in this situation, God is valuing the free will, apparently, of the abusers over the abused consistently.
On which app? Yeah. Either way, someone's free will is getting taken away. The question is, whose free will does God give a shit about? The rapist or the rape victim? Dude is sitting judging God? Yes, because I'm ontologically superior to God. because I exist and have ontology, and God doesn't exist and therefore doesn't have any ontology. Therefore, I'm ontologically superior to him and therefore can judge him.
I mean, Saucy, he does it plenty of times in the Bible.
Yeah.
Am I in an aviator? No, I'm just on a porch, and I'm near woods in a forest.
John Johnson says, good luck with that, little buddy. I don't need luck. I got skill. But yeah, Pharaoh. Is that what you were thinking of? Pharaoh had his will stripped from him.
Oh yeah. I mean, just all of the nations apparently are just puppets for God attacking Israel too. You know what I mean? Like that if you're expected to believe that God commands the nations to do all, like, to punish Israel, then that's whole, like, the very minimum, that's kings being shown and having their free will taken away and used for God's benefit. If reads more like entire nations are actually operating at God's behest or having their will superseded by God. Like, it's pretty consistent throughout the Bible. There's nowhere where free will is actually valued by God, or I'm not even convinced they had a concept of it really.
Dossie says Pharaoh let them go, and then what did God do after Pharaoh let them go? He hardened Pharaoh's heart, so he changed his mind. There's a line from Supernatural said by the character Castiel I quite like. Free will is a rope that God wants you to hang yourself with. Yeah. Atheists won't tell anyone how the world was created because they don't know. Gravity. Suns explode. Planets form from the accretion disk of sun. Gravity pulls like elements together to form larger masses. That's how the world was created. Simple. All right. Shoddy. Wait a minute. I got this. Shoddy. Yeah. Shoddy, are you at least 18 years old?
Yeah, I'm 18.
And what pronouns do you go by?
Shit. I'm a man.
Sorry, man is not a pronoun in the English language.
Shit. I don't know what that means. But
You're what?
I don't know what it means.
You don't know what pronouns are? Pronouns are words that replaces nouns and sentences in order to avoid repetition. Words like he, him, she, her, they, them. Which one of these apply to you?
Yeah, that's how I am. He, him.
All right. And are you a Christian?
Yeah.
And final question, do you have any batteries in your house?
Battery?
Yeah, batteries.
Yeah, see, we both have birds in our background, you know what I mean? But I'm outside and you're not.
What I mean?
You got a little beeping sound in the background you might want to take care of pretty soon.
I'm not trying to be funny.
But anyways, I'm Dalton the Bible Guy. The Bible is bullshit. Christianity is false. Jesus is dead. Which one of these things would you like to talk to me about?
I mean, what makes the Bible BS?
Yeah, the fact that it's got contradictions, scientific inaccuracies, historical inaccuracies.
Hello?
Shoddy, are you there?
Oh, and so the Christianity is false.
Yeah, because Jesus didn't fulfill any prophecies from the Old Testament.
Islam false as well?
Yep.
So why didn't you just put religion as false?
Because I don't talk about other religions that I'm not educated on.
Which I don't.
So, like, why are you a Christian, Shoddy?
I'm a follower of Christ. I'm not really like a Christian.
Why though? Whatever you want to call it. Why?
Why? Well, Bugatti, you don't seem to be quite all here. So come back,
Well, I don't even know why.
Yeah, I know. They will even replace the batteries. What? Colty says, I was going to answer the question, but then I got high.
Remember, nitrous oxide is for making whipped cream, nothing else.
Let's see. Oh, music. And go. All right. We got a super chat here from @Sandbar ENG with the $9.99. My wife made me cancel all my reoccurring memberships, but I can still spray some love when nobody's looking. Sandbar, much appreciated. W to you.
What excellent phrasing, too.
Oh, I'm not using a voice changer right now, but what'd you say, Josh?
Oh, I just said, what excellent phrasing that he had as well.
Yes. I'm not using a voice changer. I'm just thought, my natural voice I think is perfectly fine for this. Spray that love. I love it when people spray their love on me. Let's see. All right. Playful Prowler. Are you at least 18 years old?
That's a terrible name.
Yeah. Are you at least 18 years old?
That's barely better than Playground Predator.
Are you at least 18 years old? Well, NSB, are you at least 18 years old?
Yeah, I'm 22.
And what pronouns do you go by?
As per my voice, I use he, him pronouns.
All right. Well, that's not obvious, but anyways. And are you a Christian?
Am I a Christian? Yeah.
All right. I'm Dalton, the Bible guy. The Bible is bullshit. Christianity is false. Jesus is dead. I'm an atheist. Which one of these would you like to talk about?
I would like to talk about I'm an atheist in particular. If that's a prompt that I can engage with.
No, it's not. It's an asterisk because people get confused.
Oh, my apologies. Well, I guess I would just like to engage with the Bible is BS. By the way, what does BS mean in this context?
Bullshit.
Okay, so could you just substantiate why you take that to be true?
Yeah, mostly because it has internal contradictions, scientific inaccuracies, historical inaccuracies, clearly ripping off previous myths from previous religions. And Jesus doesn't fulfill any prophecies from the Hebrew Bible, therefore invalidating him as the Messiah. So yeah.
Okay, could you give me certain examples
of which of the Bible being scientifically
inaccurate?
inaccurate?
The contradictions. No, the contradictions. You can go.
Who killed Goliath?
Wasn't it that midget guy?
Who?
What?
The short guy.
David?
Yeah, wasn't he a midget?
In 1 Samuel 7, no, he was. First off, don't use that word. Second off, in 1 Samuel chapter 17, it's David. But if you go over to 2 Samuel chapter 21, verse 19, it's a different person altogether named Elhanan who killed Goliath.
Okay, he could have changed his name.
No, it's Elhanan, the son of Jair Orgim. Different dad. David's dad's name was Jesse.
Okay, he could have found out he had a different dad. That happens.
Wow,
to me.
that is the lamest rebuttal I've ever heard. By the way, even the authors of the Bible understood.
I got a restriction. Oh my god.
Even the authors of the Bible understand that this is bullshit because when the chronicler saw this confusing
Wait,
passage.
are you not going to drop me? I just got a restriction.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Fuck off. That was his way of running away from the conversation.
Yes, he clearly has not actually opened a Bible.
They never do. I could tell he's kind of like a Phil bro, like a baby Phil bro, by the way he is presenting himself. And they've never read the Bible.
That was. I think if you said what he said in Sunday school, I think you just get kicked out.
Yeah, crazy. Holy Runner. Yeah. Anyways. How do you know Jesus didn't fulfill the prophecies? Just wondering, because every time someone's presented me with a prophecy, each and every single time, Jesus didn't fulfill it. It's either mistranslated or taken out of context. I actually have a website called 365 prophecies that Jesus fulfilled, and each and every single one of them have been debunked.
This guy Garrett Small talking all of this ish in the comments, but I guess he's not requested up yet.
Oh no, he won't request up. There's no way.
Well, I guess that's why he's small.
Let's see. Dalton, he also thinks I'm a secret Christian, which a secret Christian who's going around turning people into atheists? Gary, does that make any sense? I love Contra says, I love how it's always he did feel ill it. What? Proverbs 30 verse 4, not about Jesus, Saucy. Never been given a good reason to think that's why can't that be about Solomon? Solomon's also called God's son. The other guy killed Goliath's brother, I thought, only in the rendition of it in the book of Chronicle, in the Second Chronicles, in 2 Samuel chapter 21, it doesn't say brother of Goliath, it just says that Elhanan killed Goliath. I have a quick question. Can I come up? Yes, you can. Oh no, Yahweh gathered the wind in his hands, but the son doesn't gather the wind in his hands in Proverbs 30 verse 4, bud. You need to go back and reread it. It lists all these supernatural feats and then says, what is his name and what is his son's name? But the one who does the supernatural feats are Yahweh, not the son.
Hold on to my back pockets and I'll put some wind in your hands.
You atheist piece of shit. Kill yourself, you fat fuck.
Ew. Someone get their baby off of the internet.
That's how Christians raise their kids.
Yeah. 79 Victor, you're not coming back up. You're a child. Fuck off. Chooch, are you at least 18 years old?
Oh yeah, yes sir.
I know.
31.
What pronouns do you go by?
Whatever you call me, you're good. He, him.
He, him? And are you a
Yes.
Christian?
Yeah. Yes.
All right, I'm Dalton, the Bible guy. The Bible is bullshit. Christianity is false. Jesus is dead. Which one of these would you like to talk about?
Why is the Bible bullshit?
Yeah, because it contains contradictions, scientific and historical errors. So yeah.
Don't like other historical documents, especially if you were to compile them and compare them.
I mean, yeah, when the Bible makes competing claims about what all the events were surrounding Jesus' death, one of those stories is false.
Okay, so you think every historical fact in the Bible is false?
No, not every font. There's like how you'll find a few kettles of corn in a pile of shit. You'll find a
So if
few.
you studied
You'll
it in,
find
like, middle
you'll
school-
find a few historical like kernels in the pile of shit that is the Bible.
So you know how we studied Greek mythology in high school? You think if we studied the Bible like that,
we should.
Actually, yeah, that's
it would
I think
be
the
relevant?
Odyssey. The Odyssey is a
Think it
great
would be
comparison.
relevant
Actually.
to society?
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
the Odyssey.
Chooch.
The Odyssey is a great comparison because, like, when you look at the Odyssey, we don't take most of it to be true until I think it was like at some point they found a city on the site of what would be Troy. And it's like, oh, maybe there actually is a Troy. There's archaeological evidence. Maybe we should believe this part of the Odyssey. And then, of course, there's parts of the Odyssey that are a little bit more believable, like the existence of Greece and an island named Ithaca. Those are all things like there's real things that happen, and there's even a king named Agamemnon. Like there's parts of it, there's characters and places and locations, just like in the Bible, that are true. And just like the Bible, the Odyssey has had a huge impact on civilization and does to this day. But that does not make it true.
You know, I don't think they realized they were muted. I had to mute you because you were over talking people that were talking to you, Chooch.
I apologize. I didn't mean to. I shut up quick. I was
It's fine.
trying to.
You're good.
He started to answer. You were answering me. So,
Well, we're both hosts on this channel.
oh, nice to meet you, Rat Suit.
Yeah. So like,
Nice to meet you.
There's a few kernels of some historical truth in there, but a lot of it's mythology. Like the Jesus birth stories are mythology. One of them is at least a lie. Probably both of them.
But making it like, okay, so it holds historical inaccuracies. That makes it bullshit.
Yeah.
Then
Like
so do
if-
those studies.
yes.
Do they not?
I would say the Odyssey is bullshit.
Yeah, you shouldn't believe anything in the Odyssey unless it has specific outside evidence, like archaeological evidence of Troy, for example.
Okay. That's valid. I appreciate that answer. Very
It
much
also
so.
says
We
that
can
the
move
Earth.
on
It,
to-
it also says the Earth is flat. So you know
where
in Isaiah 40 verse 22 it says, "Hayoshev al chul haaretz." It is he who sits above the circle of the earth.
Okay.
Job as well, I believe, right? Sealed like
Yeah.
a stamp.
Yep.
Circle of the Earth doesn't translate to flat.
Yeah, circles are flat.
I don't think it's a flat Earth.
No, wait. What is a circle?
I would be impressed that they could imagine a sphere.
They
as a
have
circle.
they have a word for ball in Hebrew.
Oh my goodness, Lord!
Why would they not have a word for
What
ball?
is the what would the Aramaic read?
Hebrew. The Hebrew would be door.
Aramaic. Yeah,
No,
that's what it was written
Hebrew.
in.
Hebrew.
Very little of the Bible was written in Hebrew.
The majority of the Hebrew Bible, fun fact, was written in Hebrew.
The Hebrew Bible.
Yeah, the only parts of
American, I'm assuming.
the only parts of the Bible written in Aramaic were sections of Daniel and Ezra.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. That was ignorant, wasn't it?
So the Hebrew word for ball, as used in Isaiah 22, is dor, spelled dalit vav resh. So they have a word for ball in Hebrew. They could have said hayoshev al dor haaretz, but they didn't, because the people who wrote the Bible were flat earthers, so they thought that God sat above a flat earth with a dome above the earth.
Okay, so we can imagine a flat Earth. It's probably pointy. He's stepping on rocks. We can imagine a dome over it.
I can imagine those, but they're not real.
Right. Neither's a flat Earth.
Yeah, and the Bible says that the earth is flat. So that's why the Bible's bullshit, because it says scientifically inaccurate things.
I'm looking for a better argument than that. Come on, man.
It's not a matter of better argument. That's a good. That's
It
good.
is if I was giving it.
That's,
Hey.
that's good. That's good enough. If the Bible says the
Okay.
earth is flat, the Bible is wrong.
Well, maybe not. So we should wash our hands under running water. We figured that out a long time after.
What? What is this? The non sequitur hour?
What? Probably.
Are you here to have
I
a
think
serious
he's making
discussion?
a vague reference to cleanliness somehow coming from the
Yeah, it's
Bible.
not a debate. I'm just curious. Like, I want to know why you think this. And
Yeah, and you know why? Because the Bible is historically inaccurate. It's also scientifically inaccurate, and it also has contradictions in it. A lot of them.
what would you prefer to read and study? What's more accurate?
I don't know, the Secular Humanist Manifesto.
What is that? Please put me on.
It's a book about secular humanism.
The Secularist Manifesto? Is that what you said?
The Secular Humanist Manifesto.
The Secular Humanist Manifesto.
Yeah.
I
Curious.
read a variety
Can we
of
talk about
books
spirit?
depending on the topic and the expertise of the author on the subject, as well as a variety of fictional books that I use to increase the quality of my thought life. I don't know. I don't replace one collection of books with another. I just don't think the Bible is useful for informing me about reality or the possibility of a divine or its nature if it did exist.
Well, that's wonderful. I'm glad you've studied it and come to that understanding. See,
You should do the same.
I haven't read the Secular Humanist Manifesto, so I can't speak on it. The Bible, however, I think it has a lot of things, regardless of religious aspect, that can actually contribute to a better life for pretty much anybody.
It says that you can own slaves. Is that better?
When was it written? When was it written?
A long ass time ago, which is why it's out of date. It's why I don't get my
And you're not
morals from the
gonna-
Bible.
You're really not going to like this argument, right? But unfortunately, most of the modern world was built on the back of slavery.
And that was
I
wrong.
don't agree that it's moral. We come to a conclusion
Yes, and
today.
it was
Yeah,
wrong. Which is
I'm
why
assuming you're in America, too.
which is why I don't get my
Democratic
morals.
government,
Which is
that's
why I
not
don't
okay.
get I'm funny I'm talking, which is why I don't get my morals from the Bible. It's antiquated.
Sorry, it was funny how I was talking. I apologize.
Well, it's funny,
Funny
how
how you cut me off.
It's funny that I just dropped you. Yeah, I don't give
all of
a
a
shit.
sudden God's morals are relative. They don't matter because it was not trendy at the time for people to do it that way. If God was real, then he could have forbidden and prevented slavery throughout all of human history.
By the way, that was a Christian telling us that moral relativism is true. So much for all those objective morals they believed in, right? That was not a good faith guest. Yeah, I know. Speaking of good faith people, St. Brianna, a friendly, wants to come up and ask a question. Howdy, Brianna.
Hello.
What's your question, bud?
Yeah, I have a stutter, so please excuse me.
You're good.
But I just wanted to know, like, in a way, like, how do you view religion as a whole? Like, do you see it as a way to, like, control people or, like, control the world? Me personally,
I think primarily religion was created as a way of explaining the unexplainable at first. People didn't understand how the universe worked, and they attributed the natural forces and the origin of the world to spirits and to gods. And then there were already people who were governing other people with laws and religions, but it's a good way of reinforcing those laws and religions is if you have religious institutions that uphold those laws. So it becomes a way of not just explaining the origin of the world, but to corral people and keep them behaved. So that did at one point become a function of religion.
Yeah, I agree too. Like, I see it as like a what's the word I'm looking for? A ideology, like just a way for like our ancestors to explain things that they didn't understand. And I feel like as the years gone by, like I feel like it's kind of gotten like out of control. Like people are using this to justify like just really bad things, and they're using it to like control people.
Yeah,
I think in I've done a little bit of reading on the origins of religions, some early like cities as they formed, and quite often religious groups were how these early societies organized themselves. So like there in the Middle East, there's a lot of these things they called temple economies, where there would be like a goddess of textiles, and everyone in her temple would make textiles as an offering to the goddess. And then there would be a temple to, say, the god of the hunt, and people would donate, sacrifice animals there and stuff like that. And then there'd be like one for pottery, one for leatherworking, and then these different temples would exchange and distribute goods among themselves. And they weren't necessarily capitalist in the way of like we think of markets today, but like these organized, like they associated like ritualized physical sort of directly beneficial practices like weaving or pottery were woven into religion at a certain point. These patterns, like in rituals, helped people understand and memorize these things. And these things at one point were synonymous with what religion was to people. The act of weaving was synonymous with worship to the goddess of weaving, for example. And so they kind of, as they separated more over time, as we started separating industries from temple economies and stuff like that, sort of religion's focus shifted into being more like, a lot of times even later on, it was directly focused with education or with economy, things like this. And that's how religion it was made itself useful to the people in power and to the people who sought after religion. So it kind of has changed its role throughout society in different times and adapted to different circumstances. But more often than not, even if it's not a direct implement of control, religion is often sort of a touchstone between the goals of a larger society and the goals of individual people who participate in it. So it can be manipulated and used to make individual people's goals fall in line with authority or with just overall what rest of society needs. But it can also be a little more than just a coping mechanism for an individual these days.
Anything else, Brianna?
Actually, I had like a dumb idea in my head. Like anytime someone says, "Prove to me God's not real," like take a pin in your hand and say, pray that God will take the cap off the pin, and I will pray to Peggy that the cap stays on the pin, and then you can just show them the
That's funny, actually. I like that.
Yeah.
I'll try to use that one sometime soon.
Yeah, but that was about it. But
All right.
yeah. That's
Well,
about it.
thank you. Hey, thank you for coming up. And we've never actually spoken before, Brianna. I've been getting to speak to a lot of my fans and watchers recently. I love that. So, hey, Brianna, thanks for calling in, bud.
Yeah, keep kicking ass in the comments.
Keep being awesome. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. That's going to be the last guest we have for today. Hey, Joshua, thanks for being my all-day co-host. Fantastic.
Thank you for having me. It was a great time.
Yeah. Everyone, just a quick reminder. Oh, okay. She doesn't get off work till 6. Boo. Anyways, Arwen has a YouTube channel now. So everyone, make sure you go over there. Here, I'm going to show you guys. Here we go. The Arwen Show. She has a YouTube. She has all kinds of shorts out already. And she's got one video out, which has me in it. So if you like the Bible Guide content.
And I said, choose between apples and oranges. Do you have free will?
Yeah, there we go. There's me. There's the Bible Guy. There's Arwen. And there's Jovan Bradley and Styx. Y'all remember Styx? He was on one of my recent videos, the one about the philosopher who absolutely demolished the Philbro. You guys seem to love that video. Well, Styx was in this episode too. So make sure. Houston says, bro is scared to baby. No, Houston, it's the 3-hour mark, and that's the end of my show. Sorry that you took your sweet ass time to get here, but you're not special, bud. Sorry. Anyways, yes. What was I saying? Arwen, yes. She's sitting at, let's see how many subscribers she has right now. 301 subscribers. So guys, we're trying to get her to 1,000 subscribers. So everyone, go to the Arwen Show, subscribe. Tell her the Bible Guy sent you, and tell her that she's cute as fuck. Do that for me, and I'll be super duper happy. I just bought her a new mic and other equipment, so her lives are going to start getting a more professional level like these ones. So be looking forward to that. I think tonight I'm going to help her set up OBS on her computer. And with that, I've been the Bible Guy. Remember to keep reading, keep learning, and we'll see you all another day. Bye.
Bye.
Born from dust and questioning fire, wielding truth like a sword of desire. Ancient scrolls and cosmic flame, he tears through mist, he breaks the chain. Echoes of prophets, the scars align, knowledge and thunder intertwine. Reason ascends where blind faith fell. He reads the word and he reads it well. The Bible Guy, seeker of the light. Through time and fire he rides the night, with reason's blade and wisdom's cry. The world shall hear the Bible Guy. Scrolls of ages, words aflame. He dares to question every name. From Eden's dawn to Calvary's sky, he breaks the chains of every lie. Logos, Logos, the word and the flame. Reason shall rise, and truth has a name. The Bible Guy, he shines with reason.